Hey gang, how you doing? Just figured I'd do a live one. Had nothing going on this afternoon, so I figured I'd just do some bagging and boarding and invite folks if they weren't doing anything to come on in and say hi, hang out, ask some questions, or talk. Just shoot the breeze. So I'm gonna be doing some bagging and boarding, and I want to try and there we go. I can make that a little bigger. So I can maybe read the comments a little better. So, but yeah, just figured I'd do some bagging and boarding. Nothing special. So just figured I'd do that for a while on a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be starting off with bagging up some Justice Society stuff. This is from 1992 miniseries. So looking forward to that. And I think I just heard something on my phone. Let's make sure. Okie doke. There we go. But anyway, so yeah, I just figured I'd do some bagging and boarding. So nothing else going on. So hey, hippie, how you doing? Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I made that a while back. Just putting together like a little intro. That was pretty much my life. 62, almost 62 years in what, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever it was. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Some of those pictures though should not have seen the light of day. Especially me in the mid 70s with the white long bell bottoms and the silk shirt. But hey, what are you going to do, right? Hey, Eric K is here too. Hey, Eric, great to have you with us. He says, hey, Rod, I was about to go for a walk, but we'll hold off for a little bit and hang out. Oh, man, thank you very much for hanging out. I'm just doing some bagging and boarding, nothing special. Just figured I'd invite people to come by and say hi. And speaking of saying hi, there's Captain UK. He's saying hi. Hi to everybody. Hey, Captain, great to have you with us here. And Friar Tuck. Hey, Friar Tuck. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining in. I'm just doing some bagging and boarding. I'm starting off with some old the Justice Society. This is from 1992, miniseries. So I got boxes of stuff and stuff just hanging around here that I've been meaning to get taken care of, and I just never make the time. This past year, 2 years have gone by really quick. So between work stuff and medical stuff, unfortunately, it's been kind of tough. So I sneak down here whenever I can. In the wintertime, it's kind of hard because in the wintertime, man, it's cold down here. As you guys all know from my things. I got my hat on. I got a big old sweater on underneath this, but I had to wear my Crisis shirt. I watched Crisis, the animated movie yesterday, and I loved it. Yeah, there's bits and pieces that I would change if I was doing it, but it was just very, very cool. And oh my gosh, it's filling right up here. Hey, there's my partner in crime, Shannon. Hey, how you doing, brother? Hey, I think I know this guy. He says, yeah. And if he's saying hi to Shannon and Friar Tuck, he says, gonna need to show some Golden Age bags. Oh, he says, I need to get some Golden Age bags, he says. Yeah, that's the one bag that I really don't have a whole lot of need for, because I don't have a whole lot of Golden Age books in my collection, So And there's the professor, Eric Breen. Hey, Eric. He says, "How are you sure, Shannon? This guy seems to know he's on the air." Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. I'm never going to live that down. Nor should I. Nor should I. I mean, how do you make a bonehead play like that? 20, 25 minutes we were on the air, Shannon and I just talking, thinking we're on the air, and reading the chat and singing the song by Eric, by Easy Comic Reader and everything. And, come to find out we weren't, we were just doing it to an audience of 2. So, yeah, I'll never live that down. Like I said, nor should I. Friar Tuck says late 40s, early 50s bags. Maybe some early 50s bags. I've got some books in the 50s, so I think I do have some, but I don't go through them nearly as much as I do like, the Silver Age. I'm still trying to bag all my Silver Age stuff, and I'm still trying to bag all my Bronze stuff. And I got quite a bit of modern stuff I get boxes right here, short boxes for the most part, thank goodness. But it's just mixed bag. Just crazy. I just don't have the time to do it all the time. And the other part is, like I said, wintertime down here is cold, so it's not a whole lot of fun to spend a whole lot of time. But it's a warm day today. We're supposed to get some rain, and then later on today we're going to get snow. Yay. It's supposed to snow for like 12 hours from now into tomorrow afternoon. Lucky us. So if you don't have any snow or not getting any snow, count your blessings, because it makes everything just miserable. So let's see here. We gotta jump back in here. Let's see. Shannon says, "Hey, Eric, just responded to one of your comments." And Eric says, "Shannon." And Shannon says, "Is this on the air or just scheduled?" Brian Tuck says, "Maine tends to be cold this time." Oh, he's asking the question. Maine seems to be cold this time of year? Yeah, just a little. We really can't complain because the weather pattern this year, with the El Nino weather pattern, we luck out because we're usually pretty cold and pretty full of snow. But when El Nino comes around, a lot of the snow turns into rain. Because I live about 20 minutes from York Beach, so right on the coast. And when the El Nino weather pattern changes, it comes in, I think, more off the ocean, so we get more rain than we get snow, but we still get the occasional snowstorm. We're supposed to get upwards of 5 to 8 inches between now and tomorrow afternoon. Hate snow. When you're a kid, snow don't bother you. You have a day off from school and it's snowing out. You're outside. You bring your GI Joes out there. You bring your Major Matt Masons or your I can't think of Captain Action out there. At least I used to, and you didn't feel the snow. Even when I was in my early teens, we had snowmobiles, and I'd ride the snowmobiles through the woods out back where my folks live now. It's the same house that I grew up in, but we used to drive out through. I mean, you could go for a couple of miles out in those woods and stuff and just ride around. Never felt the cold. All of a sudden, they put a shovel in my hand. I started to feel the cold. Not a lot of fun, man. Not a lot of fun. Captain UK says, "Hope you are keeping well, Shannon." And Shannon says, "Captain, doing okay. Hope you are doing well as well." And he says, "Thanks, Shannon." Eric Breen says, "I use Golden Age bags and boards for Silver Age books. I like the borders showing." That's pretty cool. I never thought of that. Maybe I should do that. Let's see. And when we got Hippie, he's saying we have both rain and snow right now. And Captain UK says, "I prefer to watch other people bagging and boarding rather than doing it myself anytime," he says. No, I don't blame you one bit. And Hippie says, "Is he live or is it Memorex?" Oh, man. And Shannon, of course, says, "Hey, Rod, I'm rebagging and boarding, transplanting from long boxes to short boxes today. Going through my Superboy Legion. Oh, cool. Whoops. Going through my Superboy in Legion, silver and bronze. Only 3 long boxes worth. Holy mackerel. That's a lot, man. For Legion and Superboy. I bet you I got maybe a long box, maybe a little over a long box of those 2 series combined, Superboy and Legion. So, but I know you're a Legion guy. Friar Tuck says, "Hey, same here in Connecticut." Or is that Connecticut? CT? I believe. And Funk Comics 814. Hey, thank you very much for swinging in, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Just hanging out, bagging and boarding. And Friar Tuck says 1 to 3 for snow here, though. I hate snow. Funk Comics says, "I used to play a blues club in York Beach called In on the Blues." Oh, wow. So you from the area then? Wow. Cool beans. Yeah, York Beach. That's about 20 minutes away. I love that. That's one of our favorite summer spots to go up there. Go to the Golden Rod. The Golden Rod is a restaurant, candy store, and also got a like an old fashioned ice cream soda fountain there. So it's a one of those places that you just love to go. We go and have a couple meals there, and then we'll buy some of their. They're known for their saltwater taffy. It's very good. So you ever get up this way, definitely swing into York Beach and the Golden Rod. And Friar Tuck says, "I grew up north of Albany, New York." Oh, okay. All right. We've got family out there in, where's Corning? I think it's Corning, where the Corning Glass Works are. We got family out that way. And Friar Tuck says, "Hippie in my neck of the woods." Eric Breen says, "And it makes fitting giant size books into the bags a lot easier." Yeah, that I did discover. I use sometimes the Golden Age books for my giant size, like the 80-page giants and stuff like that. But I don't go through them. I think I've still got probably half a bag left. I don't go through them all that often. So, but yeah, it does make it easier. Hippie says, "Cheektowaga, Friar." Jay Lucian, "Hey, Doc," he says. "Hey, Jay, great to have you with us, man. Thanks for stopping in. Just hanging out, bagging and boarding, nothing special. Glad you can make it." And, I can't get it to go up. There we go. Eric K says, "I am comic shopping on eBay as we speak." Oh, man. Yeah, I've had to curtail a lot of my eBay shopping. So I've gotta kind of consolidate money, save money right now, and hopefully by the end of this year we'll be back to a spot where I can do some of that eBay, because man, you can find anything you want. I found so much on eBay. You know, there's not a whole lot of conventions up my way. There's a big one in New Hampshire that comes around every April. There used to be one up north in Portland, about an hour from me, but I haven't heard about that one even being done anymore. And then you got to go to Boston and further out, probably New Jersey in that area, or New York, if I wanted to go to any really big cons. And I don't travel well anymore. An hour from home, yeah, okay, I can swing that, but beyond that, no. Too many crazy people on the road nowadays. Everybody gets out there and they got to go faster than the guy in front of them, and it just drives me crazy, man. Let's see. Captain UK says, "I used to go and watch the football on Saturday afternoons with just a t-shirt and shorts. Yesterday I had 2 hoodies and 2 shirts on." I'm telling you, man, when you're young, you don't feel that cold. You really don't. And I remember playing softball tournaments. They call them snowball tournaments. Play those in late in the year or in February, and you didn't feel it, you didn't mind, you come our way, you're soaking wet and everything, but boy, it just hurts just thinking about that now. Eric K says, let's see, I stick to a handful of good sellers, and I am never disappointed. Yeah, yeah, I've got a couple. I still get my notifications. I get like 80 notifications a day from eBay because I just haven't shut them off. I get them about I get them every morning about 8 o'clock in the morning. They'll start popping in, and it's just a bunch of books that I'm looking for, or even like series. Like I put in like Strange Adventures. I'll just leave it in as Strange Adventures, and then I'll go because I'd like to get some of the earlier ones. I'd like to get more Adam Strange, more was it Space Ranger that's in there as well? No, he's in Mystery in Space, I think. And but those type of series, I'm trying to get more of those earlier issues, you know. And Fire Talk says I've got at least a long box of Legion. Yeah, that's about what I got. That's what I got. Fun Comic says no, I was touring blue. I was a touring blue musician. Oh, cool. Are you still playing? You still play occasionally, or are you still on making a tour or anything? Be interested to know. York Beach, nothing but rocks, correct? Well, they got a lot of rocky beaches. They've got what they call long sands, which is I don't know, it's probably a mile long of sand, but there are quite a bit of rocks back up towards where the road is. And then they got short sands, which is down the road a little ways and around a corner. And it's a smaller beach, but that's where they have all the I guess what you would call is the tourist places. They have York's Wild Animal Kingdom, where you can go in, and it's an amusement park type of thing, a small one, very small, but you can go in and see animals, and they have a petting zoo, and there's some rides there and stuff like that. Then they got all kinds of shops to go shopping in, all kinds of restaurants and whatnot to eat up there, takeout places and stuff. It really is a fun place to go in the summertime. So, but yes, there is their share of rocks, and you don't go up there in a storm like in the summertime. People will like to go up there for like thunderstorms and stuff like that. But the waves on high tide in a storm come crashing up there, and they will hurl rocks off the beach and across the road. It does a number on the homes that are there. They're constantly replacing, their siding or their windows, and it's just crazy. You go up there and there's rocks all over the road. And I'm like, wow, those things ever hit anybody, they'd kill you. So yeah, a lot of rocks there. Fun Comic says blues musician. I play bass guitar. Hey, that's like Shannon. Shannon plays bass, I believe. And he says, I love Baggin Board days. Yeah, today where it's going to snow, yeah, that's just kind of the day it is. Nothing going on. Football season is winding down. They got a playoff game or two today, but I don't have a dog in the fight anymore. Patriots are out. So why not come down here and Baggin Board? So Friar Tuck says New Haven area. Hippie, be well, man, and carry on, he says. Hippie says, you too. And Shannon says, I can't see. I'm having trouble reading because I don't have. Normally, I have behind me. I have my big monitor, and that helps me read. With these, they're so tiny, and I can't make them, so it's hard for me to see them. Shannon says, "Hey, Fun Comic bass player here, also going on 47 years now." There you go. Michael Taylor says, hello, Doc. When did you start? I started at 2 o'clock. I just decided to pop on at 2 o'clock, and I actually did go live, if you can believe that. I actually hit the button and went live on time. Unbelievable. Great to have you, Michael. Thank you for stopping by, man. And he says, well, there we go. Hello, hippie. And man, this thing will not cooperate with me here. I'm trying to. There we go. Now it might. All right. Eric says, I'm going to HeroesCon in Charlotte in June. Cannot wait. Went one day last year and it was great. Oh, cool. See, I'd love to be able to go to a big one. Last big one I went to was 2017. I went to Boston. They did the Boston Con. It was a gift from my daughter and her boyfriend at the time. And I had a great time. Got to meet Stan Lee. Had Stan Lee sign my Hulk #2. Kind of disappointed in that experience. I've gone over it before. It just seemed like Stan was more of a robot, but it could have been because it was like 2 weeks or shortly thereafter, or shortly after his wife had passed away. So I can imagine probably not the place he wanted to be. So I cut him some slack on that, because I mean, that's I can't imagine trying to do something like that after, the love of your life passed away. So I cut him some slack on that. I then also at the same place got to meet Neil Adams, had him sign my Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, the second half of the drug book that they did back in the 70s, the drug comic. So got him to sign that. Had a great experience with Neil. Couldn't have been a nicer guy to me. I know other people have had bad experiences with him, but man, he was a real gentleman and really, really cool with me. So, our Funk Comic says, Shannon, I know I'm going on 24 years. There you go. Hippie says, hiya, Michael. And Michael says, hello to Eric K. Geeky Puppet Show, where did you buy that awesome shirt? I first saw this shirt on my co-partner there in crime. Shannon had it on during one of his videos, and I said, oh, I have got to have that shirt. And it was online, and I don't remember the place because it's been a couple years now. So if Shannon can remember, he might be able to tell you, Geeky. But it was online that I bought it. I can't remember the company or whatever, but yeah, I can't even remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't that much. I want to say like $25 maybe, but it is such a cool shirt because it is wraparound, so it is awesome. So yes, I love this shirt. And I can thank my partner once again for a rabbit hole. And speaking of my partner, he says, hey, Michael. And Michael Taylor says, hey, Captain UK. Geeky Puppet Show says, also, hello there, chat. Hey, Gray Man. Great to have you here. Just hanging out today, doing some bagging and boarding. Nothing special. Hope everything is going well on your side of the pond today. Paulo Costa, Daytona 24-hour race Porsche won. NASCAR starts in 2 weeks. Time for comics now. Does NASCAR start in 2? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Wow. In February. That's come up fast. Wow. Holy mackerel. So, let's see here. Friar Tuck says, Snowbanks. What did it say? Whoops, there we go. Snowbanks were awesome with Nerf football. Oh, yeah. We used to set up snowmen. We'd make snowmen, and then we'd my brother and I would pass the football, and we'd like act like they were trying to tackle us and just demolish them. Oh yeah, that was fun. I forgot about that. Michael Taylor says, hello, Friar Tuck. And Shannon says, good deal, FC. Eric K says, hi, Michael. Michael Taylor says, hey, Shannon. Hello, Eric, says Michael. And Captain UK says, hello, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Hippies Collectibles saying, sorry, have to make this short. Going to my son's for early dinner. Have fun. Take care. Well, you too, Hippie. Have a great time. Thank you so much for stopping in, my friend. Appreciate it, Tom. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. And Shannon says, hey, to Paulo. He also says, have a good one, Tom. Geeky Puppet Show. Oh, crap. Paulo's here. Time to end the live stream. Oh, man. Wow. Tough crowd. Mike Taylor says, hello, Funk Comics. Funk Comics says, not on tour anymore, but I play in like 9 bands locally where I live in Erie, Pennsylvania. Oh, cool. That's awesome. It's nice when it's local, right? You can sleep in your own bed at night and don't have to worry about motels or hotels or anything like that. I bet. Mike Taylor says, hello, Jay. Funk Comics says, hi, Michael. Michael Taylor says, hello, Jay again. Or did I just click the thing? No. Okay. And Jay says, hey, Michael. Michael Taylor says, hello, Geeky. Paula Costa says, the Geeky Puppet Show, this stream won't end until we figure out who's stronger, Nathan Lubinsky or Willie Lumpkin. I know who Willie Lumpkin is. I'm not familiar with Nathan Lubinsky, but poor old Willie Lumpkin. I think he was pretty strong carrying those mail bags up and down the Baxter building, right? Friar Tug says, interested on your York Beach story. Excellent. Yeah, I love York Beach. I was born and raised here, been here all my life. So we used to go to York Beach from when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, as they say. Still go there every summer, and places all around it, like this Fort McClary, where you can go and just sit down and you're sitting in like a harbor, and you can just, there's an old fort there, colonial fort there, and you can just watch the ships come in and out and stuff. It's just a lot of fun stuff to do here on the seacoast. Really is. I'm so glad I live here. Mike Taylor says, hello, Gray Man. Meyer Greenblatt. Hey, Meyer, great to have you with us, sir. He says, volume muted on pregame, everyone. Oh, was I muted? Volume muted on the pregame. Okay. I hope I wasn't muted. Friar Tuck says, what did he say? I hate Patriots, but love the Sox. Yeah, I'm a hometown guy. So yeah, I love the Sox, Bruins, Patriots, Celtics. So I did have other favorites like baseball. Baseball was my big sport that I would watch. So I love the Red Sox. I used to love the Oakland A's because they, in the 70s, early 70s, they came out with those neon yellow and green uniforms in the early 70s. Charlie Finley did. And I loved those outfits. And I said, oh, that's for me. And then the Pirates, when the Pirates came out with the, I call them the engineer hats, the big, almost like square type hats with the Willie Stargell stars they used to put on when somebody made a great play, So I was a big fan of them. Football, for years I was a Steeler fan. They were my second team next to the Patriots because the Patriots couldn't beat. They couldn't do anything in the 70s. Grogan's Heroes and everything and all that stuff. They still couldn't do anything. So I was a Steelers fan up until 79. And then 80, the Cincinnati Bengals come out with them tiger striped helmets. And I said, oh, they're my new team. I love those helmets. So, yeah, I wasn't an in-depth sport fan for football. Or I couldn't tell you, play action fake versus, whatever. I couldn't tell you that. But I went by, I like that uniform or I like that hat, that lid. I'm going with them. And I did. I stuck it out with them for a number of years until Tom Brady left the Patriots, or they let him go, or however that happened. And he went to the Buccaneers. And when he went to the Buccaneers, my allegiance went to the Buccaneers. And it was magical that first year he went there and they won the World Series. They won the NFL championship. So it was the Super Bowl. So that was great. So, well, probably a lot more about my sports liking than you cared to know, but I get on a roll sometimes. Mike Taylor says, hey, Maya. And Dr. Silver Age, Willie Lumpkin versus Graphic Man's Wyatt Wingfoot. Wyatt Wingfoot, man, that's one you don't hear too often nowadays. Wonder whatever happened to that character. If he's still part of the FF supporting cast in any way. Geeky Puppet Show says, "Who wins?" Friar Tuck says, "Hippie needs to be weekly on 4 Color." Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't joined in on that yet. He might. He might. If it fits into his schedule, I could see old Tom doing that. Sure. He would fit right in. Paulo Costa says Eric Breen's Irish cop wins. He respawns everywhere. So true. Mike Taylor says, "Okay, didn't miss much. Guess I didn't hear the alert." No. There were, you didn't miss much. Like I said, I've just been hanging out here, getting ready to bag and board. But I get going with the chat, and I like to read everybody's comments. So, Geeky Puppet says, "Saints preserve us. Trusty sidekick Stan might win against all in a fatal 4-way." He does do a fantastic imitation of Stan Lee, man. That's the best I've heard next to Stan himself. Got to give Trusty that, man. Incredible. He does a lot of good voices, though. He doesn't have a clunker voice like me. He can really bring it when they do the chat. I mean, do the readings, man. I love listening to him. Michael Taylor says, "Doc, Adams and Lee, very nice." Yes. I was very, very excited to meet both of them. So I was very, very lucky, and my daughter, like I said, gave me that for a wonderful birthday gift. So it was a lot of fun, and it came home with a lot of good deals too. So it was a win all the way around. Mike Taylor says, "Doc, you're shirt breening." Yes. Yes, I am. So I give credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this alone. This was spotted on my compatriot there, and I loved it. Fell in love with it. I said, "Oh man, I got to get that shirt. That's just awesome." Jay Lucian says, "I think George Perez website sells them." Maybe. I don't think I bought it off of his website though. I can't. I want to say it was like a site like a Etsy or something like that, but it wasn't Etsy back then. That's what I want to say. I could be wrong. Ranger Sly, a neighbor to the north. How you doing, Ranger? Great to have you stop by. Just doing a little bagging and boarding, hanging out, seeing what's going on with everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Captain UK says, "Hey, Ranger." So does my buddy Shannon. Michael Taylor says, "Hippie later." Michael Taylor says, "Very cool, Funk Comics. Evening, all. Nice to see you. Nice to see we have similar tastes in T-shirts, Doc." Tempest, you got one of these as well? Cool beans. And that makes 3 of us, because Shannon's the one who originally I saw have one, and I had to get one after that. And so that's 3 of us that got it. There we go. We're going to start a club. Crisis Shirt Club. And Comic Book Curator 68 Jeff. Hey, he says, "Hello. How y'all doing?" Doing great, my friend. Doing great. How you doing? Great to have you swinging in here. Paulo says, "Nathan Lubinsky was Aunt May's boyfriend in the 80s. I did not recognize that name. Wow. See, I'm never too old to learn. Michael Taylor says, "This morning is a miserable rainy day here in New York." Oh, well, be thankful for that, though, Michael. You don't have to shovel rain. We got snow coming. We got upwards of near 8 inches going to be coming over the next 12 hours, my friend. So I'd gladly take rain. Michael Taylor says, hello, Tempest. He says, "Hello, CBC." Tempest says, "Hey, Michael." Comic Curator says, "Hello to Michael." And Triple P, planners plan every time. Every time I got to say planters. I don't know, and I apologize for that. Plants printed periodicals. Greetings and salutations, Rod and everyone. And greetings to you, sir. Thanks for swinging in, hanging out. Just doing a little bagging and boarding. Friar Tuck says, Meyer rocks. Yes, sir, Rebub. Shannon says, there's only one baseball team, Rod. Go Reds. Oh, no, not the Reds. The Big Red Machine, 1975. Oh. I'll never recover from that. Still, in my opinion, the greatest World Series ever played. The Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Redlegs. Yes, sir. Triple P says it's been snowing all morning here in Massachusetts. Not what I want to hear. No, I don't want any snow. Yeah, they say it's coming our way up here to the north. We're going to get somewhere around 8 inches over the next 12 hours or so. Yuck. Geeky Puppet Show says, I'm currently watching the first half of AEW Collision. Looking forward to the main event, steel cage between FTR and the House of Black. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I recorded it. But last night was Royal Rumble, man. I had to watch Royal Rumble. What a great pay-per-view it was last night. A lot of fun. They had the Women's Royal Rumble, and that was incredible. A lot of surprises. Great stuff. Me and my daughter always like to make our picks. We'll go down and do a lineup of 1 through 30 and see if any of our picks line up with their true slots. I started right off with the women's one. I got number 1 position, Natalia. And sure enough, Natalia came out number 1. I'm like, yes, all right. So I got 1 point. It's not for anything, but it's just like bragging rights or whatever. I didn't get another single one right. Not a single one out of 29 other ones. I came close. A couple of them were like 1 off, but all I got was 1 in the women's, and I got 1 in the men's, and that was the number 10 position, which was filled by Carlito. So that was it. And my daughter got that exact same one as I did. So, but she wound up with, I think, 3 overall between the Battle Royals, and I got 2. So she wins bragging rights for a year. So a lot of fun. And Jeff says, I lived in Florida all my life, but I'm a Minnesota fan with all their teams. That's cool. Now, I'm curious, why would you be a Minnesota fan if you were always from Florida? Was it like maybe like your father was a fan of them or something? Or did you just gravitate to them because you just like the players, the team, the colors, the emblem? I'm curious, always curious to know when people root for teams that are not their home team type of thing. So Michael Till says, Doc, I see you're a Mil Mascaras mask. Always like Mil Mascaras. Yeah, Mil Mascaras, man. To me, he was like a superhero in the ring. When I was a kid, like, I say a kid, but I had to be probably 14 or so. And he came into the WWE or WWF back in the day. And he was like a superhero to me. I had read about him in the magazines and stuff. And it was just so cool. He was just so cool. He had the physique like a superhero, and everything. So yeah, I picked those up a couple years, 2-3 years ago. I bought them online through Amazon. I bought his traditional silver mask with the black trim. And then I got his other one that he used to wear a lot of times, was the black and gold one. So, but he was known as the man of a million masks, as you know. So he had all kinds of, I would like to get the one that he had that was like a tiger spot. It had like leopard spots on it. I always liked that mask, but I haven't seen that one yet. I probably could, if I looked hard enough, I could probably go to a Lucha Libre site and find one, because I'm sure they sell it somewhere. But yeah. And then the other one I got is the Patriots mask. Del Wilkes, who was the Patriot. I believe he has since passed away. But yeah, he was. Always loved his mask too, so I got his mask as well. Keen eye over there, Michael. Keen eye. Friar Tech says, "We are family." Yes, that's it. That's it. 79. We are family. Willie Stargell. Oh, geez, now I can't. I'm not going to remember. Dave Parker. Yeah. Ott was the catcher, I believe. I can't think of the middle infielders. Wasn't Cesar Cedeno on there too? I'm not sure. Oh man, but yeah. In fact, if you watch the opening intro that I did, it's basically me through my life. You'll see me and my brother dressed up in our Pirates gear. We had the Pirates pullover jerseys, the nylon pullover jerseys. Oh yeah, and those hats. So absolutely. Gotham City Comics. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Great to have you with us. I haven't finished watching Gratu's video from this morning there, but I saw you guys on. Actually, I guess it was from yesterday, but I was watching it this morning, so I have to check that out. He says, good afternoon, and a good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for hanging out. Michael Taylor says, hey, Gotham City Comics. Eric Breen says, I love the hat. You can't mean this hat. So which hat are you talking about? And it's a quote, so I don't know. Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about that purple bucket hat of I can't think of his name there. I want to call him Draper, but I know that's not his name. Doggone it. I know who you mean for AEW. He used to do the We the People. That guy. He's wearing the purple Gilligan's hat now. And that was his thing. I love that hat. Gotham City Comics. He's clapping. And Jeff says, hey, Shannon, hello. Eric Breen says, Bigora. Don't do it justice, but that was my best one. Jeff says, hey, Mr. Breen, hello. And Shannon says, hey, Jeff. Eric K says, I was never a big Mil Mascaras fan. The best masked wrestlers, in my opinion, were the Masked Superstar. I agree with that. And the Assassin. I knew of the Assassins. I remember seeing the Assassins. Who was it? Jody. And I can't remember the other fella's name. But the Masked Superstar I liked because he had a great voice. He had great pipes for doing a promo. And he made you believe what he was saying. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys who treated it real, kept kayfabe, treated it real. And when he came up here, he was only here for a little while as the Masked Superstar. Then he wound up taking his mask off. Of course, his name was Bill. I can't say his last name properly. Eadie or something like that. Eadie. Eadie. Billy Eadie. And he became one half of Demolition. And I get them mixed up as far as Axe and Smash. I can't remember. I think he was Axe, So he went the last part of his career without a mask, just silver paint on his face. So yes, I agree. Masked Superstar is right up there as far as masked wrestlers go. I agree. Geeky Puppet Show says, we really got some cool readings tonight. First is the JLA 20, starting at 7:50 Central. Oh, okay, you had me worried there. At 7:15, I thought it was going to be 7:15 my time. No. And then it's the new Teen Titans number 2 at 8:25. I'll be there for the first one. I'll be there for the 8:15 Eastern Standard Time one. So I'll be there for the JLI. That should be an interesting reading. Looking forward to it. Ranger Sly says, I was more of a hockey, baseball, and Canadian football fan as a kid. But when I watched American football, I chose my team for the helmet too. There you go. Yeah, hockey was my second favorite major sport. The Boston Bruins were big in the early 70s, and my uncle used to give us a hockey stick, me and my brother, a hockey stick each every Christmas. That was our gift from him. And I still have a couple of my hockey sticks. I think they're here now. I don't think they're still at my folks, but I used to dress them up. I put all kinds of tape. I put reflective tape on them. I put all kinds of colorful tape on them. And we had a pond that we'd walk down through the woods about maybe half a mile, and we'd bring a shovel and our hockey gear. I was a goaltender, so I loved to bring my goaltender pads that were made from the back seat of our old car that was out in the woods. We stripped them down and put little leather straps to them, but man, they worked like a charm, man. I had my mask with the Jerry Cheevers stitch marks on it, because Jerry Cheevers was the goaltender for the Bruins at the time, and then he was replaced by Gilles Gilbert in the early 70s, mid to 70s. So yeah, I loved hockey. So big Bruins fan. Haven't followed them. I've been wanting to get back into it, but it's hard when you lose track. I remember all the guys that, were on it. Terry O'Reilly, the Tasmanian Devil, man, he'd fight you if you looked at him cross-eyed, and I loved that guy. Man, he was not afraid to throw down with anybody. And of course, he'd have some great brawls with, some of the Canadians and Buffalo Sabres. They were also a rival team and stuff. So yeah, I'm a huge hockey fan there. Cool beans. Mike Taylor says, hello, Triple P. Ranger Sly says, the Saints became my team because of the fleur de lis on New Orleans. It was like the Quebec flag. Yes, okay, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely, I can see that. Very cool. And Triple P says, Shannon. Gray Man says, hi, Sly. Shannon says, Rod and Company. And Ranger Sly says, but I love the Chicago Bears of the 80s with Coach Ditka. The Bears. Yeah, they crushed my Patriots in 86, I think it was, the 86 Super Bowl. We were in it for the first 2 minutes, and then it was over. So, and that was the year of the Super Bowl Shuffle. Right? Yes, sir. Friar Tuck says, aunt, or is it any? Okay. I'm not sure. Aunt. Okay, aunt or aunt. Okay, I got you now. Is it aunt or aunt? Up here with our accent, we always say aunt. Aunt. Adamant. Up and adamant. So, Friar Tuck says, aunt. Mike Taylor says, Doc, wow, 8 inches. Are you going to take care of some important things before it hits? I've done all I can. I've got 2 bags of rock salt ice melt ready to go. I got my shovels ready to go. I'll be up probably 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to make sure the driveway is clear in case my daughter goes to work. If she goes to work, I'll have it ready for her anyway. And then I've got to probably do it again later on that day. So when she comes home, she'll be able to get up into the driveway. Because like I've told you guys many times, my driveway, here we go. My driveway is like this. It levels out at the top, but it's about 50 or 60 feet of like a 45-degree angle. And mister, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun to try and get up when there's, an inch of ice or snow on it. Forget it. And you would have thought we would have noticed that when we bought the house, but no, we were so young and in love. And it was our first house after only being married a couple of years, so we're like, yeah, we're going to have our own place. Never gave that a second thought. Mowing the lawn in the front yard is a lot of fun too. So I had years of doing that, but thank goodness my son now comes up, and in the summertime, he'll do that every 2 or 3 weeks. He'll come down and mow it. So thank goodness for him. He keeps me out of the hospital that way. Shannon says, gotta head out, grab some food. Have a great rest of the stream, Rod and Company. All right, Shannon. Take care, brother. Be safe. Talk to you soon. Friar Tuck says, I was an 86 Sox fan, unfortunately. Yeah, well, I'm right there with you, Fryer. I'm telling you, man. That I remember thinking, they're up by what, 3 runs, I think? They were up by either 2 or 3 runs. There, and then I'm saying, there's no way. There's no way the Mets are gonna beat them. There's no way the Mets are gonna score 3 runs and beat them. The Sox were just too good. And then I watched, it was like a bad Twilight Zone episode as it just fell apart and that ball went through Buckner's legs. People blame him for that, but there was a lot more that went on before that with Schiraldi and stuff like that. And it was just, you couldn't write something that horrific for a Sox fan. Like I said, it felt like a bad Twilight Zone episode. I could not believe it. I wanted to put my foot right through my TV screen. I was so mad, So I'm right there with you. We don't talk about that year too much. That was the year we just kind of skip over, and we get up to whatever it was, Pedro Martinez years. Mike Taylor says, it's great that you have such a great relationship with your daughter. Yeah, she's awesome. She's a big wrestling fan. My son is also a big wrestling fan. So it's just neither one of them has any inkling to do with comics or toys. Neither one of them. So I've got this collection down here that they're just gonna have to figure out someday how to sell. So, but yes, both my kids are tremendous, and I don't just say that because I'm their dad. They truly are good kids. They care about their friends. They think of others first. They're very, very, very helpful with me, with their old man and their mother as we get older. So yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, Michael. Friar Tuck says, I believe I shedded a man tear that year. Yeah. You wouldn't be alone there. Oh my gosh. I was so ready to just, no, I'm not. I'm going to go pick another team. That was as close as I came to throwing away my Red Sox card right there. Oh, I was so mad. Oh, Mike Taylor says the flying body press to end the matches. Yes, with Mil Mascaras, absolutely off the top turnbuckle. One of the first to do that type of maneuver. Also with a great drop kick. He could get vertical with that drop kick. So, but yeah, he was just, I just liked him. 1975. All of a sudden, the WWF TV show got replaced on Channel 56 out of Boston by Eddie Einhorn's Chicago wrestling group, IWA, the International Wrestling Alliance or Association, I think it was. And Mil Mascaras was their world champion. They had a bunch of other people that was in there, Tex McKenzie, Bulldog Brower, trying to think of Eric the Red, George Cannon was a manager there. They only lasted about 5 weeks, and then the WWF came back on. But it was so neat to see other wrestling other than just what we got here in the Northeast, which was WWF. I love Bruno, love Chief J Strongbow. Those were my two favorites up here, along with the man himself when he came in, superstar Billy Graham. Daddy. I love superstar Billy Graham. He was the first heel that I ever really rooted for, and I thought he was going to be tremendous as the world champion, but they had other plans. They wanted to get another All-American in there, so they brought in Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund was okay, just did not have anywhere near the charisma of a superstar Billy Graham. Superstar is the man responsible for my love in tie-dye. And much to the chagrin of my rest of my family. So, but I don't care. I'm still wearing it for the memory. So, Triple P says, "Hey there, Michael and Shannon." Eric K says, "See you, Shannon. I have to head out. We'll watch the rest on the replay." All right, take care, Eric. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. And Ranger Sly says, howdy, gray man. And Jeff says, I had a jersey that looked like a Minnesota jersey at the time, 1976. And I thought, Fran Tarkenton has my jersey. So I became a fan ever since. Yeah, Fran Tarkenton, man. There's a name from the past. I remember old Fran. He could sling it. He could sling it. Very cool. Thank you for that story, Jeff. I appreciate that. Gray Man says, I'm a Bears fan, if you can call me that. Only watched them twice, and they won both times. Last time watched them was a Super Bowl win, or maybe like Super Bowl 20. It was decades ago. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, except for 1976. But I'm over that now. I'm over that now. Really, really, really I am. I'm really over it now. Comic Book Frog says, Jake Hager. There you go. Jake Hager. Love that hat. Friar Tuck says, Mel Ott. Yes. John Candelaria. Yes. Yes. Oh man, they had a great team. I mean, they won the World Series. Obviously, they had a great team, but yeah, they were really, really cool. Me and my brother, we used to collect the plastic batting helmets that they used to sell when we would go to Red Sox game. We'd go maybe once a year for a couple of years there. We would go into what's called the Lansdowne shop. Now it's like Red Sox. It's under the Red Sox company label or whatever. But it was called the Lansdowne shop on Lansdowne Street, where Fenway Park is located. And we used to go across there, and they had every team jersey and every team baseball cap and every team plastic batting helmet, like a toy batting helmet. And we had, between me and my brother, we were able to get every team. I'm pretty sure we had every team batting helmet. We would bring them up to the ballpark. We had a little sandlot ballpark, Little League park, near our house. It'd take us like maybe, 2 minutes to drive our bikes up there, and we dragged our bats and our stuff along with us. And we would go up there and have all-star games with the neighborhood kids. We'd have kids come in. Who do you want to be? What team you want to be? Oh, I want to be Oakland. Okay, here you go. And we would just have all-star games and just play up there from morning till night. Oh my gosh, what a fun time that was. Oh, so much fun. Mike Taylor says, I'm glad Saturdays come fast. Comic book memories is such a fun and important part of my Saturdays. You and Shannon always say the Peanut Gallery is so important to you guys. Well, you are. We're not just saying words, man. When we say that, we both mean that, because we enjoy the interaction. We're not doing this to get subscribers. We're not doing this to get how many views or anything like that. We do it because we enjoy the interaction. It's just like getting together with family and friends, just kind of hanging out. Say, hey, what do you think of these comics? What's your favorite comic? Tell us stories about when you were a kid, where you got your comics from, and what you remember about it, what you enjoy about it. That's what it's all about. It's about them memories. That's why you call it memories. And you guys are such an important part of the show. You are the most important show as far as we're concerned. So thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that. Really do. Those words mean a lot. Because we really, really enjoy the time we get to spend with you guys, and it goes by too fast, especially when somebody doesn't know how to hit the go live button. But we won't name any names, but thank you very much, Michael. Eric Breen says, hey, Jeff, thanks for the mention the other day. There you go. Mike Taylor says, well, I think I can speak for everyone. I say that you and Shannon are important to us. You, Shannon, Peanut Gallery are my good friends. Well, thank you very much, Michael. That means a lot. It really does. We enjoy it, and we enjoy and thank you and the Peanut Gallery for showing up. Really, you think about it. We say it all the time. Me and Shannon, we talk. Folks could spend their Saturday mornings doing anything. They've got lives, you guys all have busy lives and everything, but you choose to take 2 hours of your Saturday mornings to spend with us, and that means a lot, man. It really does. That's just so cool. Without getting all misty-eyed and everything, it is. It's so cool. We really, really enjoy it, and so glad you guys are there. And we try to make it as fun for you guys as it is for us. With our little, the Pauline report and the nut of the day and stuff like that, and the little things that we do. It's just fun. We enjoy doing that stuff and make it like my goal when I first thought of this was I wanted it to be like a live kids show, except for adults, and have things. I wanted to show, like 5-minute or 7-minute cartoons in here and everything and all that stuff. And then, but when I was talking with Shannon and stuff, we got it refined down to let's do, comic books and comic book memories. And he came up with the comic book memories. If I remember correctly, I know I didn't come up with that name, but he came up with the comic book memories part. And it's just like, yes, that's perfect. That is perfect because that's what we want to deal in. We want to deal in the memories that surround our favorite hobby, comic collecting. So absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael. Those words, they mean a lot, man. They really do. Thank you. Mike Tiller says, hello, Frog. And Jeff says, no problem, Mr. Breen. He says, Michael, stop it. I'm tearing up. Yeah. It's getting my little tear in my eye too. So Mike Taylor says, Doc, remember when Jimmy Superfly Snooker debuted on Saturday night main event? I was interested to see what a Superfly Snooker looked like. I remember seeing him in the magazines, and I remember then he come out with who was it? His manager. I know shortly after he debuted, he became associated with the Nature Boy, not Ric Flair. Buddy Rogers? Was it Buddy Rogers? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Buddy Rogers was his manager for a while. I think he came out with Ray Stevens when he first appeared, I think, if I remember correctly, 79, somewhere around there. So yeah, Jimmy Superfly Snook. I remember reading all about him and Ric Flair in the Mid-Atlantic area in the wrestling mags and stuff like that. So yeah, he was incredible. Had a great feud, didn't he, with Don Morocco? Oh my gosh, come off the top of the cage. Well, he come off the top of the cage on Bob Backlund too. First time I'd ever seen anybody come off the top of the cage onto somebody. Incredible stuff. Easy Comic Reader says, hey, Doc. Hey, everyone. Great to have you with us, Easy. Excuse me. Yeah, just bagging and boarding, although I'm not doing much bagging and boarding. I'm having a fun time chatting with everybody. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you for swinging in, hanging out. And Jeff says, Easy, what's up? Easy Comic Reader says, nothing much, Jeff. And the comic book G-Man. Hey, Rob, how you doing? He says, hello, brother. Hey, thanks for swinging in. Thanks for hanging out. He's giving up. There you go. Right, sir. Gray Man says, no interest in toys or comics? Disown them and start again. I don't want to start again, number one. Let's get that straight. No, I don't need to be changing diapers at 62. No, thank you. Yeah, okay. Before Eric Breen says it, I'm going to say it. Yeah, no, I don't want to be changing my diapers at 62 either. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Michael Taylor says, lucky them inheriting such a great collection. Well, like they know they can appreciate it. They both can appreciate it. It's just, it's not something they're interested in, So it's like, well, okay, that's the way it goes, They have their own interests. Both my kids are big into sports. Which is cool because they love sports. They're both big into wrestling, which their old man is a wrestling nut, And if I swear to God, on a stack of Bibles. If I had been born and I grew to be 6'2" or so, I would have tried to go to Boston to join Killer Kowalski's wrestling group, and I would have tried to become a professional wrestler. I loved it. I love it that much. I would have made a serious bid to try and do that. If I'd have been, but knowing that I was only 5'8", and that was it. Bottom out right there, 5'8". Well, who am I going to be? Rey Mysterio? No, I don't think so. I would have liked to have been like 6'5". That would have been my thing. If I'd have been 6'5", man, I'd have been in that ring. I would have been in that ring, and I would have done everything possible to be as good as I could possibly be in that ring. We used to have wrestle matches out in the front lawn. We had a stockade fence, and that was one part of the ring. And we would throw each other into the thing, come off, and except we didn't know to the degree of how to wrestle safely. So when we'd hit somebody with a clothesline, we'd really hit them and take them off their feet. They didn't do anything with it. The momentum was all us, But it was just us being kids. Nobody ever got really seriously hurt, Thank goodness. Mike Taylor says later, Shannon. Dave Asinowitz. Hey, great to have you with us. Haystacks Calhoun. Yes, sir. From Morgan's Corner, Arkansas. Haystacks Calhoun. He was a mountain of a man. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And he had a counterpart guy who was like him called Man Mountain Mike. And Man Mountain Mike, he never made it to the big leagues like Haystack did. But Man Mountain Mike lived here in the town that I live in now, and he used to run a laundromat, and I used to go over there sometimes and just talk to him about wrestling and stuff like that. He was very, very cool guy, very cool. He died shortly after I got to know him, but very, very sad. But he was pretty cool. But Haystacks Calhoun, man, sure wore the horseshoe around his neck on a chain. He was tag team partners with both Larry Zbyszko and Tony Gurrier at some points in his career. So yes, sir. Got to see him live a couple of times. Great stuff. Great memory. Thank you, Dave. Ranger Sly says, hey, great man. He's laughing. Tempest from Mars says, I like Bob in his later run when he turned into Crazy Bob. Yeah, Bob Backlund. Putting crossface chicken wings on everybody. Yeah, that was, it's too bad at least he had a personality then. He didn't have a personality when he first came in. He would just talk like this. Yes, Vince, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to show the people. I'm going to do the best I can, and hopefully I come out with a victory. That was it. And it's like, come on, man. You got to give. Bruno had more charisma than he did by leaps and bounds. And Bruno was not a great promo guy, but back on, he could wrestle. And he had a body. He had the look, but he was in dire need of a charisma transplant, something wicked. So, but especially when you're coming off of superstar Billy Graham, superstar was loud and obnoxious, and he had charisma just oozing from every pore, in his promos and stuff. And the man of the hour, the man of the power, too sweet to be sour, twisted steel and sex appeal, all of which he probably stole from Dusty Rhodes, who originally stole it from, somebody else, Nature Boy or whoever, So, but absolutely. Tex the Collector. Hey, great to have you with us. You're a new name here. So welcome aboard, sir. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Michael Taylor says, speaking of Graham, Mascaras fought him for the Intercontinental Championship. Remember when Graham returned as a martial artist? Yeah, I do. I did not like that iteration of his character. I just thought it was more cartoony, when he'd start doing and he was bald and had the mustache and stuff, and it was just like, no, I want the tie-dye, and I wanted the blonde hair. But I guess the blonde hair was kind of slowly sliding off the back of his head, so he probably went the courageous route and just shaved it all off. He later brought back the tie-dye when he got back into the NWA in the mid to early 80s. But he was never quite the same. Yeah, he could talk, but man, I'm telling you that from 70 whatever 75, 76 through his title run in 78, he was just incredible to watch. I really was mesmerized by him. Got to see him wrestle a couple of times live at local events and stuff, which was pretty cool. G-Man, he's smiling. Eric Breen says Ed Ott. Mel was his grandfather. There you go. I knew it was an Ott. I had it right. Ott was the catcher. Mike Taylor says, hello, ECR. Easy Comic Reader says, Michael Taylor, how are you doing? Michael Taylor says, I think my grandfather played baseball with Hank Greenberg in high school. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. And Comic Book G-Man says, mad respect, Dr. Silver. Oh, man, you're too nice, man. You're too nice. You're very kind. Thank you, sir. If you get a chance, definitely check out Rob's channel, The Comic Book G-Man. Absolutely. Ranger Sly, he says, I'll second that, Michael Taylor. Saturday mornings are fun again for the first time since the 80s. Oh, well, thank you very much, Ranger. Appreciate that, man. We appreciate all you guys, and it's just so much fun. We're just so glad that you like doing what we're doing, because we just, all we're doing is just on there yakking about comics, just showing some old comics. So nothing magical about it, no mystery to it. We're just so thrilled that, man, a bunch of people show up every Saturday morning and they think like us and share memories like us and have great books and comics and stories and everything. It's just so much fun. It really is. I wished I'd have discovered this. I wish they had YouTube in can you imagine if they had YouTube in the 70s, and we could do this in the 70s, what it would have been like. Oh my goodness gracious. We'd have been, there've been haul videos done every second of every day. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Because, we all suffered through the stigma of being a comic book collector, I'm sure, in high school and stuff. You don't talk to the girls about collecting comics and and stuff like that, or your He-Man buddies, don't talk to them about it. What, comics? No, get out of here with that. I gotta go fix the engine on my car or something, which I could never do. My father was a mechanic all his life. I didn't get that gene. My brother got that gene. I got the gene where I can draw a picture of a car, but I couldn't fix it. I couldn't do anything with a car. Grayman says, my Lisa says it's like 70s kids TV show. Yes, that's what I want. That was what I originally had wanted to do, was something along that lines, to make it like a kid show except for adults, and by that I mean not having adult content or anything like that, but just, here we are, we're the same kids who used to watch we used to watch Captain Kangaroo or Major Mud or Boomtown or Uncle Gus Show or any of those shows, Banana Split Show, any of those shows. And here we are, we're doing it. It's just we're a little older, right? A little older. So, I mean, that's what I really did. I wanted to show cartoons, and I wanted to do a comic book segment where I would show old comic books and stuff like that. And then, do a toy thing. You can probably see behind me a lot of my toys and action figures and stuff like that, and just anything like that to make it fun and everything. And I think when Shannon agreed to want to do it with me, we distilled it down to something we think is pretty cool, pretty genuine, and pretty fun to do. And that's comic book memories and sharing stories and stuff like that. So cool beans. Thank you very much. And make sure to thank Lisa for those kind words, sir. Thank you. Eric Breen says, Buddy Landell, the fake nature boy. The fake nature boy. But I tell you what, Buddy Landell had one awesome corkscrew elbow that he could deliver. I always loved the corkscrew elbow that he'd do because he made it look good. And he was a Southern boy. His Southern accent come through. So I always wanted to see him face down or face off against Ric Flair, and the winner gets to claim the Nature Boy title. They had a couple of run-ins, I can remember a couple of promo battles, but they never got to a point that I saw anyway, anywhere where they had a match and it was for the rights to the name Nature Boy. So Comic Book G-Man says, always the truth in the comic book. The way you guys are such a fantastic duo, my friend. You both are a big inspiration to me and my friend. Well, thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate that, man. Words mean a lot to us. We really do. We're just so blessed that, we've got a great group of people who want to hang out with us on Saturday mornings. It's just so much fun, man. We look forward to it every week. So thank you once again, Rob. Appreciate that. Mike Taylor says, Jackie Robinson was a passenger in my dad's cab. I kid you not. Also Marilyn Monroe. Get off of there. Marilyn Monroe as well. Did I mention that to you guys? I think you have mentioned the Marilyn Monroe. I can't remember if you mentioned Jackie Robinson or not, but that's pretty doggone cool. You get to interact with legends. That's awesome. Dad must have liked that. That must have been pretty doggone cool. Tempest from Mars says, I just noticed the DCUC iron on the back wall. That's my favorite figure line. It had its limitations, but it got some amazing characters into that line. Oh yeah, that's iron from the Metal Men. I wanted to get all the Metal Men, because they have figures of all the Metal Men. But these ones here, I got this one. I got gold. There we go. There's iron. I got gold and I got mercury. And then I looked to see about iron. I mean, lead. Lead is expensive because lead was like some kind of special one, along with platinum. Platinum is expensive because it's part of a signature series or something like that. And I think platinum comes with tin. I think they come together. Either that or lead comes with tin. But tin, I think, comes with one or the other. So I'd love to get them, but I can't spend that kind of money. I mean, that was up there. But yes, that was very cool. I love the Metal Men. So I love all those second, third tier characters, Eclipso, there's iron, on the back. Oh, I forget that my camera's over here. So there was some of the other ones from that line. I would have liked to have gotten the Spectre one because that's a pretty cool Spectre one. I got a Spectre one over there on that wall, but it's not it's the one where the cape is actually making him float in the air type of thing. So yeah, good eyes, man. Good eyes, Tempest. Fireball Comics says, hey. Great to have you with us, Fireball. Just, spitballing here on a Sunday afternoon, bagging boarding, talking with the folks. Thanks for stopping by. Michael Taylor says, never thought I'd see the day when Backlund would turn bad. Poor Backlund. Well, he finally snapped, Easy Comic Grease says, I remember you mentioning that, Michael. There you go. And Michael Taylor says, hello, Fireball. And Jeff says, come on, Doc. It depends on how you feel. I see what you did there. Absolutely. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, days like today with this weather coming in, the old shoulders let me know. It's like I don't need a weather forecast man to tell me it's going to rain or snow. All I got to do is say, "Okay, shoulders, how you feel today?" Oh, let's see. Eric Breen says, "Good thing you're still 61, Common Core." Yep, 61 until July. There we go. My wife turned 62 in this month, January. Earlier in the month was her birthday. And I always tease her, she's 6 months older than me, robbing the cradle and all that stuff. Michael Taylor says, "Hello, G-Man." G-Man says, "Hey, fist bump to Michael Taylor." Geeky Puppet Show says, "All fossils are required to be potty trained in order to appear on the Geeky Puppet Show." Michael Taylor says, "Doc, why don't you still give it a try?" No. Oh my gosh. And if you're talking about wrestling, no way. Oh my gosh. Hurts me to get out of my recliner. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Michael Taylor says, "Where's Maranya and Dr. Von Chilla?" It ain't a party. Not yet. All right. I don't know. They're probably doing stuff important in their lives right now. Michael Taylor says, "Bob and Tony was such a great tag team. Maybe the greatest." Tony. Which Tony was that? Which Tony was that? I'm trying to remember. Bob Backlund in a tag team match with Tony. I mean, I think first thought is Tony Garea because Tony was in so many tag teams. It wasn't funny. Bob and Tony. You got me puzzled, Michael. I know Tony teamed with Dean Ho, the Happy Hawaiian. That was the first time I saw Tony. The year after he won Rookie of the Year, 1972, I think it was. I can't remember Bob being in a tag team. I saw Bob in a tag team once with, I think it was Pedro Morales. Once, but you'll have to give me the Tony name because I'm not sure who it is. You got me stumped, Michael. Fireball Comics says, "I'm an old school Memphis wrestling Jerry Lawler, superstar Bill Dundee. Yes, Lord Humongous, Jeff Jarrett. Who else is down there? Scotty the Body was there for a while. Scott McGee, was it down there too? Yeah. I've got a lot of Memphis tapes from a friend of mine that I traded with. I got a lot of Jerry Lawler's stuff from what was it called? USWA. But that was the later incantation. I think it was just Memphis Wrestling. They used to be what was it? Every Monday night at the Memphis Coliseum, they'd have wrestling or something like that. So yeah, Jerry Lawler, the King, a legend, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, you were in a good place to watch some great wrestling. That's for sure, Fireball. Comic Book G-Man says, "Nice old-time wrestling. Love it. Yeah. I'm a long-time wrestling fan, man. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love to hear the stories behind the scenes. I love the kayfabe stuff. I love I've got, no lie, I probably got 5,000 videotapes. I mean, I got entertainment case full there. I got a big 3-drawer filing cabinet over there with like 3 levels in each drawer. I got this one here's got filing cabs. Got some VHS in it. Once I got my VHS recorder in 1983, I've told the story. $425 for a piece of heaven. Because I got that, and Mr. I recorded everything I watched: cartoons, wrestling, old TV shows, classic TV shows when I could find them on there. I recorded all of them, Rat Patrol, Wild Wild West, Banana Splits, all that stuff. Great shows. And every wrestling show, and in the 80s, it really exploded on cable. So I got to record championship wrestling from Florida, AWA out of Minnesota. I got some Portland stuff. I got some stuff from California. I got the Von Erichs down in Texas, along with Tully Blanchard's dad's group, Southwest Championship Wrestling, down there with Bruiser Bob Sweetan and all them guys. I got some of those. I got NWA. I got world class championship, world championship wrestling. I got Georgia championship wrestling. I've got some tapes of southeastern championship wrestling down there in Alabama. With what was his name? Up here, he started out as Iron Mike McCord. He went on to become the Universal Heart through Austin Idol down there. Yeah. Oh, everywhere. Mid-South Wrestling, UWF Wrestling, which Mid-South became, Oh, I got tapes of all that stuff, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank goodness my son is in the process now of he'll come home and he'll take, half a dozen or to a dozen videotapes of mine back with him to his apartment, and he digitizes them for me. So he's saving them on a big, whatever you save them on. And excuse me. So yeah, he's digitizing all my wrestling tapes. It'll take him a lifetime to do it, but it's just so cool that he's doing that for me. Appreciate it. ECW stuff, Smoky Mountain Wrestling stuff. Oh my gosh, there's just so many out there. Let's see. YouTube has a lot of old time wrestling, says Jeff. Yes, they do. Yeah. It's funny because I'll look at a lot of it and I'll go, I remember that happening. I remember I've got that on videotape. Yes, get out of here, you little fly, you. So yes, very cool. Jeff also says, I've been married 3 times and I won them all by showing them how big my comic book collection was. Hey, there you go. All right. Score 1 for the good guys. That's it. Awesome open. Well, hopefully you're still with number 3, and you will be for a good long many years to come. So, although he's laughing, I'm not sure if I'm going to believe him. I don't know. Oh, that's awesome. Michael Thiel says, I would go out with my father on his taxi fares sometimes, but unfortunately missed Jackie in Maryland. I know, right? Timing is everything. Tempest from Mars says, yes, Platinum came with tin. They made lead oversized for some reason. He was big in the comics, but not that big. No, he was smaller than Iron. And yeah, he looks big. So, but yeah, I keep an eye on him. I check every once in a while, hoping maybe somebody will throw one out there. You can get them loose, but I kind of don't want them. I'm kind of like that collector that wants the whole thing. I want it in the package and everything. As you can see, I don't take them out and play with them. If I had a room upstairs in the house proper, if I had a room up there that was just my room to put my comics and stuff, they'd be out. Like Shannon has his displayed. That's what I would do. I would have mine displayed like that. But where they're down here in the basement, I don't want them to get ruined or broken. The cats come down here, chase mice or whatever, and so I don't take them out of the thing and protect them. A lot of them are a little dusty, but maybe someday. Gray Man says, me and Lisa are 6 months apart too. Hey, there you go. Gray Man's, 7. Geeky Puppet Joe says, Maranya might still be sleeping. She's a night owl. Yeah, she keeps quite the schedule. I'm telling you, man. She is busy with a lot of different things on live streams and stuff like that. I wish I had her energy to do all that, because she is really, really cool doing all that stuff. For I Love Comics and the Geeky Puppet Show and various other things. Man, She is all over the place. Same with Mr. Breen. He's another one that keeps a big schedule, a busy schedule. I don't know how you guys do it. Keep have that much time in a day to be able to do it. I wish I did. I wish I had the energy. Ranger Sly says, don't forget to leave a complimentary thumbs up. Oh, thank you very much, Ranger. Appreciate that. You're very kind, sir. Thank you. Eric Green says, shout out to Lance Russell. There you go. Memphis Wrestling right there. Lance Russell. I still love, my favorite thing from Memphis Wrestling was the empty arena match between Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler. And Lance Russell's over there smoking a cigarette, before the matches. Oh, I don't know. They say they're going to wrestle out here. And, I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on, And then all of a sudden the match starts and they're in an empty arena. Oh my gosh. And then at the end, we think, oh, my eye, Lance. He took my eye. It's my eye, Lance. It's like, Lance is like, I don't know. I'm out of here. Fun times, man. Fun times. Michael Taylor says he would take fares from Kennedy Airport. I think he told he saw Rod Serling at the airport. Oh, wow. Now, see, boy, he'd be one I'd want to definitely get an autograph from, because Twilight Zone is my favorite all-time TV show, without a doubt. I just love the writing in that. Those twists at the end, I just love it. I could never get enough of watching that. Mike Taylor says, Tony G. Fireball Comic says, Lance and Dave Brown. That's right. Wasn't Dave Brown like a weatherman for a local TV channel in Memphis or something like that? If I remember correctly, he was a weatherman, or maybe he was even an anchor. I can't remember. Fireball, if you know, definitely chime in. Let me know. Comic Book Curator says, my last wife and girlfriend before her was only 16 years younger than me. So we didn't have much cultural stuff to talk about. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So, hey, comic books can bring people together. Right? Absolutely. The Gray Man says, I thought wrestling was real for far too long. Hey, I did too. I did. You'd hear rumblings, from people. Oh, that's so fake. And it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You ever watched it, it ain't fake. How do you fake falling from 6 feet over a guy's head to the mat? How do you fake that? Oh yeah, I used to be a staunch protector, defender of pro wrestling. Absolutely. Then the 80s came, and I started getting Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter. I still got a bunch of them. I think they're in this box right here, from the mid to late 80s. And it gave me the inside scoop. And I did it take the shine off of wrestling for me? No. In fact, it made me more interested in it, because I wanted to know the background. Why did so-and-so, why was he wrestling here? Now all of a sudden I don't see him anymore. Well, he got, he maybe failed a wellness exam or something like that, got caught smoking pot or something. They kicked him out. One of the big things was when the Brainbusters, Terry Blanchard and Arn Anderson, one of my favorite tag teams, they came here. I was like all excited that they came here. Well, they were here for a short time, and all of a sudden, Tully was gone. Well, come to find out, Tully, he got mixed up with the wrong, substances and whatnot, and basically got canned and whatnot, But through Dave Meltzer's thing that I learned a lot about the business. Then in the 90s, everybody started putting out a book. I got like books from Ric Flair. I got books from Ole Anderson. I got a couple other ones. Mick Foley's book, Mankind. Have a Good Day. A couple other wrestling books that were out there that gave you a Harley Races one. They gave you behind the scenes stories on things. And I found that sometimes to be more compelling than the actual wrestling. Excuse me. Throat was getting dry there. So Tony, why not? I says, hey, Rod. Hey, everybody. Hey, Tony, how are you doing? Great to have you swinging in and stopping by. Just hanging out, talking a lot of wrestling here. Not doing much of my bagging and boarding, but that's okay because I love talking wrestling. I love talking comics. I love talking, period. Anybody who listen. Easy Comic Reader says, I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, wrestling from Dallas and San Antonio. Sunday was wrestling from Mexico. Watched that with my grandpa. I got about a year. I was able to record, what was it, EMLL? I know there's CMLL, but I think there was another one. It might have been AAA. Out of it was on Galavision, I believe, and it used to be Saturday afternoons. They would have it on for like 3 hours. So I got to record those. I got 2 or 3, 4 tapes of those that I recorded, which was awesome. But yeah, San Antonio, absolutely. That was the Funks, right? San Antonio's. Dallas was the Von Erichs. I think San Antonio. No, that was Tully's. Southwest Championship Wrestling. Yeah, from San Antonio, Texas. Stu Sachs. Right, San Antonio. That was so great. That used to be on. Come on, Sunday mornings here at 11 o'clock, and it was just so great to see that. And then they took it off and replaced it with WWF All-American Wrestling. And it wasn't the same. I get enough WWF. I wanted something different, And then shortly thereafter came the Von Erichs in like 83. The Von Erichs got syndicated into Boston on Channel 27, WXNE, Worcester, out of Boston. So yeah, I used to watch them and recorded all that stuff. And the Texas stuff, man, was awesome. Awesome stuff. Gratu, hey Gratu, great to have you with us, sir. Just kind of hanging out, just doing an impromptu live thing here. Started out going to do some bagging boarding, but we're talking mostly wrestling and comics. So glad you could join us. Michael Taylor says, Doc, that's around the same time my family and I got our first VCR. I was in awe that I could record off the TV. Wasn't that great? Oh my gosh, all that stuff that I always wanted to watch again, but could never see. Man, I was getting up at like 5 a.m. to watch, to record the Hanna-Barbera's World of Super Adventure. So I've got complete runs of all of their superhero stuff, first generation on VHS. So, and that's all going to be converted digitally. My son is converting it digitally. So I will have, now I've got some DVDs like My Tour and Space Ghost. There's a couple other ones, Birdman, and stuff like that. So I did pick up DVDs, but I've already got all that stuff on VHS that I recorded, first generation. Mucho nice copies. So I used to trade them. I'd trade them with people for wrestling tapes or for other cartoons tapes and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. It was like, it was like having cash. I've got first generation Hanna-Barbera World of Super Adventure. Who wants them? And I'd trade, I was like, hey, I got some Memphis wrestling. Yeah, absolutely. What do you want? It was great. It was a lot of fun. And it all started from the back of Comic Buyer's Guide for me. So that's awesome, Michael. Yeah, very similar tale right there. He says, rent movies from video stores. Yes, how could I forget? Oh, I was big into, horror movies back then. So I'd go out to the store video shop. In this town, they opened up a video. It was just called the video store. I think it was Video Stop. That's what it was, the Video Stop. And I was one of their first customers. I had up until a long time ago, I might still have the card, the plastic membership card, and they only lasted about 10 years. But in that 10 years, I watched all kinds of horror movies. And remember those? I mean, I was watching all the really stupid stuff. Um, uh, Blood Feast, stuff like that. Really whacked out stuff, And I just kind of burned out on it in the 80s. Basket Case, Snuff. I was trying to think of some of the other movie titles. What was it? The Mondo something Mondo, Death Mondo. I can't remember now, but it was showing, wacky, weird death things or something, and you could tell it wasn't. It was all fake and everything, but then they started bringing in wrestling. They would let you order stuff through them. So I ordered some AWA wrestling tapes through them. And I still have those down in the bottom drawer in the cabinet down there. So yeah, I get those. I got some Invaders TV show, The Invaders. I got like the first 12 episodes. Trying to think of some of the other stuff that I did. I got Pro Wrestling USA stuff through them, wrestling tapes and stuff. Oh yeah, I remember renting. Oh man, I was there 2-3 times a week renting stuff. Mike Taylor says, hello, Tony, why not Art? Eric Breen says, Stevie Richards from wrestled a pay-per-view match wearing a Phil's Records t-shirt. My brother's store. Oh, really? Oh, that must have been cool. Stevie Richards, I see he's doing like shorts on YouTube and stuff now. He's got his voice has really gone raspy. So that's pretty cool. I like Stevie Richards. I always thought he was pretty cool. And I give kudos to Stevie Richards because he delivered the receipt for Blue Meanie, who got beat up, sucker punched by that bully, JB, John Bradshaw, who was in real life a bully. And he sucker punched Blue Meanie at a pay-per-view, bloodied him up something fierce for real. And Bradshaw took a lot of heat on it, and finally he had a match, and Stevie Richards was in the match, and Stevie Richards hit him with a chair shot, missed it, and he did not protect him at all. He let him have it with that chair, and that was the receipt. Well, that's what you get for being a bully, and he whacked him over the head with that chair. Good night, sweet prince. He was gone. Wow. So Stevie Richards, yeah, I like Stevie Richards. Mike Taylor says, hello, Gratu. Why not? Art says, hey, Michael. Michael says, Doc, you would need 4 rooms. Yeah, I know. We quickly outgrew this house with having 2 kids. We quickly outgrew this house. But we've made do. We've been able to make do. And this is my little getaway, this corner of the basement here. So, but we still getting by. Geeky Puppet Joe says, I'm so happy. We've been having good weather here. The snow is almost gone. Oh, lucky you. Be thankful. Be thankful. Geeky Puppet Show also says, I keep my schedule by being single. Well, that works for a while, and then, it could work for some people their whole lifetime. Who am I to say, right? I'll just keep my mouth shut. So, whatever works for you, and that's what you got to do. So, let's see. Fireball Comics says, yes, he was a weatherman. Yeah, I thought he was. I thought Dave Brown was a weatherman. I thought I remembered hearing that story. Very cool. Thank you. Eric Breen says Dave Brown had the personality of cardboard cutout of Dave Brown. But that was it. He was playing the straight man. I think they had 2 straight men playing that. That was Lance. I liked Lance. Lance was just a funny guy, man. And Dave, yes, Dave Brown was very stoic and very, very, yeah. I can't find the words. Fireball's laughing. Ha. Tempest from Mars says, your room there looks like mine, Doc. And I imagine most others on here as well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just this isn't as organized as all those other rooms that you see. You know, I envy people, and I see like Shannon's room and or Eric's place and or After Comics and or Gratu's place, and it's just much more organized than what I've got. I mean, I've got just stacks of stuff, and it's just like, oh man, where am I going to put it? I got box. I'm trying to swap out from long boxes to short boxes, so that means it's going to take up twice as much space. I don't know, but you know what? It's a problem I would never trade for anything else. So, I mean, this is just you're surrounded. I'm surrounded by my childhood, my life. I mean, it's not just my childhood; it's my entire life. Because I bought comics from the age of 5, 1967, on up through to today. So, I mean, I've got, you can pull out any book and, oh, I remember picking that one up here, or I remember what I was thinking, what I was doing at that point in my life, you know, and stuff like that. It's like each book is a snapshot of some part of my life, you know? So, it's just a lot of fun. Just come down here, it puts a smile on your face. You look around, and it just puts a smile on my face. You know, fun times. I think, you know, being a kid, those magical years when you're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, and you're watching cartoons and you're into comics, you're into toys. That's just such a magical time in your life. You know, it really is. It's such a magical time in your life. And it's hard because, you know, part of this is just trying to recapture that. And you might not ever recapture it totally 100% the way it was because you're obviously older, you know. But, you know, we just surround ourselves with things that we enjoy. Gratu says this a lot, you know, he lives in that nice bubble of, you know, surrounding yourself with stuff that you grew up with and that you enjoy and really like. And I subscribe to that for the most part. I do. Because I surround myself with toys and stuff from my childhood and comics certainly from my childhood and stuff like that. And I know a lot of other people do the same thing. And it's just all about feeling good, feeling memories and feeling good. And I'm lucky. I met a woman who would put up with my vices, if you want to call them that, as far as collecting these go. And you know, she's never ever turned down, said no, I couldn't get this or anything like that. In fact, she's gone out and enabled me by buying me some great gifts and stuff like that to do with comic book collecting and stuff. So I've been very, very lucky that way. My kids, I don't know what happened to my kids. I don't know. You know, I'm waiting on the DNA test. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Fireball Comics says, I went to school with wrestler Dawn Green's daughter. Okay. Used to see him pick her up all the time. She told me wrestling was all fake. Broke my 5th grade heart. Oh, yeah, 5th grade. Oh, that's right in the heart of believing. Right in the heart of believing. Oh. Michael Taylor says, one of the great mag covers was Tony Atlas holding, I think, Hogan over his head. Could be. Yeah, because he had a big feud when Hogan came the first time. When Hogan was whatever his name was. Wasn't Hulk Hogan, I don't think, at the time. Sterling? Golden Sterling or something like that. And he had a T cut out on his chest hair. I remember that. Had his chest hair carved in a shape of a T. He was a heel with Freddie Blassie when he first came in, like 1979, I think it was. And Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, had a big feud with him. A couple of big dudes right there in the ring. Absolutely. Geeky Puppet Show. I'm heading out to get some Pizza Hut. Take care, everyone. Eric, Rod, I'll see you later tonight. Yes, sir. We'll see you later on tonight. Enjoy some pizza for me. I got some pizza left over from my pay-per-view last night. I'm going to be eating that later on when I go up. It says WWF was big here in New York City, says Michael. Yeah, oh yeah. New York City was that was basically their main ground with Madison Square Garden, which was their, if you want to call home rink or home facility, that was their big one there. Boston Garden was big too for them. So, but certainly, yes, New York was there. Of course, they're down in Stamford, Connecticut, which is just not too far from there. So, although Vince right now is going through some rough times, I would not want to be in his shoes. Things look ugly right now. So, Easy Comic Reader says San Antonio was Joe Blanchard. Yeah, Tully Blanchard's dad. Yeah, Southwest Championship Wrestling. Absolutely. Easy Comic Reader says Tully's dad. Yeah, yes, sir. And Comic Curator 68 says, I love when wrestling was local and not all the BS marketing crap there is today. Yeah, well, it's gone big time, and it has good and bad, I think. The good part is getting it into more homes, versus just being in syndication. You can see it on a national scope now. So I enjoy that part of it. I do, however, I miss the territorial days. The little territorial things. I do. I miss that stuff. There used to, I really like supporting, and there hasn't been one around here in a while, but for a while there was a local group out of Boston that would come up here. Oh, they were out of Manchester, New Hampshire, rather, and would come up here and wrestle locally. And they would put on a show at the local Elks Hall in the neighboring town. And me and my daughter used to go, and my son was too young and didn't really care that at that point about wrestling. He was too young to go anyway. But we would go. We'd always get front row seats, and you'd see the same people there in the same seats every month when you went. So you got to know everybody, and it was just a fun. It was much like this. It was much like a family. Everybody, hey, how you doing? Hey, you been good the last month? Yeah, you're good, cool. And we would see the same wrestlers. One of them was the guy who owned it was Steve Mofo Bradley. He actually wrestled once for the WWF, I believe. He wasn't much of a. He was more of a what they call enhancement talent for them. He was never quite a big name for them, but he put on a good show. Had great group of touring wrestlers that they would come up and have a lot of fun, and they interact with the crowd and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. I missed that part of it too, but yeah, I can see what you mean about the BS marketing crap. Absolutely. Easy Comic Reader says it was the best, Jeff. My favorite commercial was the bail bond company run by Don the Lawman Slatton. He would get on and tell the guys in county jails to call him. In county jail to call him. That's funny. Oh, Geeky Puppet Show says I left and came back, and he's still talking about wrestling. Yes, yeah. They people get me talking about wrestling, man. I'll talk all day long. As much as I love comics, I got to admit my knowledge of pro wrestling is probably much more in depth than it is for comics. I can't remember, past the my favorite group of artists and whatnot, who's who and who did what story and stuff like that. I can remember the story. I could probably tell you whether what issue it might have been in and stuff like that. But with wrestling, I for some reason A lot of it stays right up here, and if I put anything else up there, it's got to knock something out, and I can't have that. Geeky Puppet Show. So that's it. You, Breen, and I are going to start a wrestling segment on the channel. I don't know. It's going to have to be a long one. Oh, what's a great man? Uh-oh. What is that? A starting line? Oh no! Wait a minute. His next line says, "Ignore the." I thought you were telling me it was a starting line. I needed to start bagging and boarding, like Maranya or Jackson Roykirk do for me on the show to help me, get back to, hey, let's show some comics type of thing, Michael Taylor says you would originally load the tape in the top of the VCR. Mine was a front loader. My first one was a front loader. Yep. So, Geeky Puppet Show, does anyone remember when chair shots used to be really loud? They seem like they're really muted today. Well, they don't hit with them like they used to, like we'll say during the Attitude Era or whatever, or even back in the old day, territorial days. Because they've got to try and protect each other better. You can't just whack. Back in the old days, 70s, 80s, they just whack you. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with a chair, so it's up to you to protect yourself. Well, nowadays they've taken the attitude that no, it's both on both of you to protect each other. So they don't hit. If you watch them, they try to hit flush with the seat on the back of the person, and you can tell when they're giving up their back. They'll be there for an extra second, and they're giving up their back. They're giving their back to you, so they're trusting you not to do something that's going to hurt them. They've got to make money. Everybody's got to make money. It's their job. It's their job. So that's the prevailing thought is you don't want to hurt somebody, but you want to make it look good. So you come down flat across the back, spreads out the impact so it doesn't hurt quite as much, But in the old days, man, you go watch some of the matches where they fold chairs up around guys' heads, Some of the chair shots that Mankind took, man, especially those 10 or 12 that he took from The Rock that one time. I can't remember the pay-per-view, but man, I'm telling you, Rock took a lot of flack over that. And as well he should have, for not protecting a handcuffed Mankind, Mick Foley, and whacking him with the chair, man. It's just no. I mean, I've seen chairs folded up over people's heads. I mean, and if you're hitting somebody hard enough to fold up a metal chair, that's dangerous. That's dangerous, and nobody wants. We want to see a good show, but we don't want somebody getting hurt. They gotta work. I want to see them the next month, Grayman says that was an ECW versus WWE thing. What was that? ECW versus WWE thing. Can you explain? I must have missed something, Grayman. So I'm curious to know what you mean. So, Mike Taylor says, exactly, Doc. It's a problem that I wouldn't mind having as well. Yes, absolutely. And it's a labor of love putting all this stuff, getting down here and doing this. I can't believe it's almost 4:00 already. Holy mackerel. All right. Michael Taylor says your spinner rack is in the perfect spot in arm's reach. Yeah, you keep it right there. That was such it was such an important piece to me to have for my collection. I know there's a kind of like a status thing with it. We got a spinner rack, but it was for. And I think most of the people who have these will tell you the same thing. It's simply because it's nostalgia. Because you remember, I got many of my comics books in the Bronze Age off of a rack like that, almost exactly like that, because it did have those same top panels, where it says Comics Merry-Go-Round, Wholesome Comics Entertainment. That could have been right at my local stop and go, where I picked up many, many, many a book in the Bronze Age, with my grandfather, so it, it wasn't about a status thing having one, but it was about, man, that is just cool. That is just cool because it's like taking a piece of my childhood out of a picture and bringing it physically right here to be with me for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Uh, I probably sound corny, but if I do, I do. That's just the way I feel. It's just such a neat thing that every time I look at it, I'm looking back into my past. And I want to go get my grandfather's station wagon. Hey, let's go get a newspaper, wrestling magazine, or a couple of comics, and get some candy to go with the comics. Man, gonna get all teary-eyed here. All right, what else is going on here? We got Jeff saying my comic book bedroom is just what I would have had I had when it. Okay, how about if I try to read this correctly? My comic book room/bedroom is just what I would have had when I was 8 in 1976. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. I wished I had a picture of my room, say from the late 70s to when I moved out, when I got married and moved out in 1988. Because I not only, I collected, oh my gosh, I collected comics, I collected toys, I collected gumball machines. I got a ton of gumball machines. Some most of them are through the Carousel Gumball Company. And I'm looking at one right now through a hole where I took the long box out to the shelf underneath the window. And there's a gumball machine, copper one, looks like it's in the shape of a jukebox. But I used to collect those. I had them all set up around my room. I got a couple of them back in the day that were somebody sold at a yard sale, and I fixed them up. They had damages, parts, or broken glass, and I'd go to the hardware store, get a glass pane made in the same dimensions, and fix them up and everything. I wound up selling them. I wished I hadn't, because I was so proud of making those things, or salvaging those things. But I had posters. I had the Marvel stickers. I had the Marvel stickers. And there's one of the stickers that I had. I had them going across the headboard of my bed. I had them on the door to my closet. And to this day, in my old bedroom at my parents' house, where they still live, they're both in their 80s. God bless them. I used to put little dots around. I did this as a kid, put little dots of paper taped inside places. They were secret buttons. So when I would hit the button, it would like Spider-Man and his friends, amazing friends. The coffee table would turn over and there'd be a computer. Well, I'd pretend all that kind of stuff would happen. There is still one button left. It's on the top of my door to my closet. If I open up the door, right? If I open up the door, you got the thin part of the door, and it's right at the top. And I will go over now and again and open up that door and push that button. Just because I remember doing it as a kid. I had my CB radio there. 10-4, good buddy. Looks like we got us a convoy. I was the hot rod. I can't remember what my call sign was or anything like that anymore. But yeah, I was big into the CB radios. Oh my gosh! So got to put my glasses on so I can see what else is going on. It says, Michael, our first VCR was a top loader. The remote was also on a lead and had to be plugged into the VCR. Oh wow! Yeah, I had a remote, but it was a free. It was wireless. Uh, but that was pretty cool. $425. My parents couldn't believe I spent that kind of money at that time. That was 1983. Bought it from Montgomery Ward's, Monkey Ward's. You know, Mike Taylor says, "Bye, geeky, enjoy it." Tempest from Mars says he had his chest hair shaved in the shape of an atom bomb cloud. Oh, is that what it was? Is that what it was? All these years, I thought it was a T. I didn't get what it was. Why it was a T? It was the shape of an atom bomb. Ah, there you go. See, I love it. I love it. I would have gone through life thinking that because I always wondered that when I thought about it. It's just like why I don't get why he was a T. His name there was a T in his name, Sterling Golden or whatever his name was. You know, that's cool. Thank you for that. Mike Taylor says, "Me too, TFM." And Tempest says, I saw Jake Roberts at a live show here in Sheffield once. Unfortunately, it was when he was at his roughest. Oh, and spent the entire match laying on the mat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he went through quite a bad spell, man. But, man, when he was on the top of his game back in the days when he was in World Class Championship Wrestling, him and Gino Hernandez and Rick Rude, them guys. He was. I loved his promos because he wasn't screaming and yelling like most did. He would just talk to you, and he was talking to you in this. You'd swear it was the devil talking to you. He just had this way of speaking, and he'd laugh. He got that little laugh. I loved his promos, man. Michael Taylor says, but I don't think the remote had to be plugged in. Don't remember, though. Mm-hmm. Comic book curator Jeff says, my younger brother and I went with my dad to the Feltons, local grocery store. They would have wrestling in the parking lot. So we would eat hot dogs and watching wrestling. Great memories. Oh, that's cool. Out in the parking lot, outdoors, huh? Wow. I remember one of the department stores that I used to go to as a kid, the Giant store. When the store itself went under and went out of business, for a while there, they were holding wrestling matches inside the abandoned store. And I went there a couple of times, saw Chief J. Strongbow and Otto von Heller. I actually was standing beside the Haiti Kid, midget wrestler, and talked to him for about 5 minutes. I thought I was the coolest kid in the room, here I was talking to a wrestler, it was the Haiti Kid. He was really cool. But yeah, Chief J. Strongbow was my favorite around that time in the mid 70s. So very cool. I love hearing the stories. Jeff says the top load was a beta, I believe. Yeah, I think the betas were top loading. Absolutely. Mine was a front loader, the first one I got. And I think I still got it down there hidden behind all those posters and wall hangings and stuff right there. Geeky Puppet Show. Some of the AEW matches with Jon Moxley have some loud chair shots. Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy have both mangled some chairs. Yeah, well, Darby Allin, man, I'm telling you, that kid better slow down because he's not gonna. He's gonna be a friggin' Dynamite Kid type of individual if he keeps going with the way he's going. Dynamite Kid had a great early career, but wound up in a wheelchair and messed up hard, because of all the brutal bumps that he takes. And Darby Allin, he takes a backseat to nobody. He's right there with Mick Foley. He hasn't jumped off the top of a cage yet, but I could see the day when that's coming, and he would do it, I still remember Mick Foley jumping off the Undertaker. The Undertaker really, people say, oh, he threw him off. No, he didn't throw him off. He just made the motion like he was. It was up to Foley, and he's the one who made the jump. But at what point do you go to yourself on the top of a cage saying, yeah, I think I can make that. Yeah, I can do that. When he did that, I come right up off the couch. I must have been a foot in the air. I come off the couch screaming. My wife came running out of the bedroom. She goes, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" I says, "They just killed Mick Foley." And she goes, "What?" I says, "Yeah, he just went off the top of that cage down to the floor." And I'm like, I really thought he was done. I thought he was done. Unbelievable. Whoa. But he when you go back and you watch that footage, he hit it as good as you can hit it. He hit it flush on his back, still messed him up. But he had a dislocated shoulder. So what does he do? Go back and climbs back up the cage with a dislocated shoulder? No, man. No way, man. And then to fall down through the cage unexpectedly, not planning, so you can't brace for it. He goes down through. The chair comes down, busts his mouth, puts a tooth right up through his lip. Everybody says, well, put it through his nose. No, it wasn't. It was put through his lip. And if he could go like that, he could put his tongue right through his bottom lip because it was busted, split right through. Crazy, crazy stuff, man. Gray Man says Blue Meanie and JBL. Yes. Yeah, you know the story. Absolutely. Michael Taylor says, remember the Matchbox spinning countertop showcases? The cars were in there with a number. You could tell what number you wanted, and they would get the car. If I'm not mistaken, I think After Comics has one like that in his display, and it is marvelous. Oh, it is such an awesome thing. I'm like, oh, that is cool. And not only that, but if you get to go check out his latest video where he does like a room tour, because he changes the room around once or twice a year, and he shows you that one, and it lights up and everything, and he's got vintage Matchboxes that I remember having as a kid. He's got the boxes and the Matchbox car, like the green and yellow wrecker, which we had because my dad used to drive a wrecker for a company garage, and so that was always big around our house. The wreckers were, so, but yeah, if you get a chance, check that out, Michael. It's fascinating. So, wow, I've caught up with everybody. Either that or everybody got sick and left. Got sick of hearing me talk and left. So, but well, it's been 2 hours plus, so I can imagine people are sick of listening to me. So, well, I'll probably hang on for another 15 minutes or so, and then I'll probably call it a day. I'm still bagging. I'm bagging my second comic in 2 hours. So, but I've just enjoyed hanging out with you guys and talking wrestling because I don't get to talk too much wrestling. Me and Eric Green will talk a lot of wrestling when we get the chance, So, Eric says, Rod, Snuka and Stevens teamed as heels in the Mid-Atlantic, first managed by Buddy Rogers, then Gene Anderson. Yeah, because I remember he was managed by Buddy Rogers eventually in the WWF, I think it was, still at that time. I remember that because Buddy Rogers had a talk show segment on there, and he would interview wrestlers and stuff. And then he got sick, I believe. And then basically that's when Roddy Piper had come shortly before, and Roddy Piper took over the talk show segment and made it Piper's Pit, which everybody remembers now. But yeah, Buddy Rogers. I remember Buddy Rogers. Very cool. Easy Comic Rita says, always fun to hang out with you, Doc. Oh, man, bless you. Thank you very much, Easy Comic Rita. Always fun to have you hanging around. Love it. Love it. Love it. Get to chat with you guys. And bag some comics. It's fun. And get to talk some wrestling. Is the latest one I'm bagging. More Justice Society with Black Canary and Solomon Grundy. Cool beans. Eric K. But Snooker was first a babyface until his heel turn with Rogers in '79. Oh, yeah. Snooker was managed by Lou Albano as a heel in WWF. Okay, that's yeah, because Rogers was his manager and he was a good guy, right? I remember him being managed by Albano as a heel. That was Captain Lou Albano. Oh, Captain Lou Albano, he was a crazy one. I love it. Oh, what was the thing with the coconut? That was Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper smashed a coconut on Jimmy Snuka's head. I remember that. Oh my gosh. It just popped into my head. Rogers came in and helped Snooker turn face. Funny thing was, Ray Stevens pile drive Snooker on the concrete on TV. That I remember. Yeah, Albano helped beat up Snooker. I remember him pile driving him on that. Now that you say that, I remember that. I remember that because it was away from the ring and it was like by the TV, the interview segment area. Oh, man, yeah. Wow. Great stuff. Ray Stevens was underrated. He doesn't get enough credit. He did a lot of innovative things in the ring. He was a crazy man, too. I know what doesn't After Comics have. I know. I love Alan's stuff, man. I'd love to be able to go and see his display in person. He's just got such an incredible collection and an incredible display, the way he displays it all out. I love that. So much stuff. It's like that's like a true childhood wonderland right there. Lou was my Mario. Yeah, Mario from Mario Brothers Super Show. That's right, Lou Albano. That's right, Jeff. Rogers was his manager in the WWF by Rogers as a babyface in '83. Coconut was Piper. Yeah, I remember Piper hitting him with the coconut. I was thinking that I can remember Rogers being a face managing Snuka. I don't remember Rogers as a heel. So yeah. But I remember that. In fact, I think I've got some footage of that old WWF tapes. And Easy Comic Reader says, Don, the lawman Slatton, you boys sitting in the county jail watching wrestling, get up and tell the jailer you want SOS bail bonds. Love it. Tempest says, I like that JSA run. I enjoyed what Jeff Johns did with them as well. Sorry for diverting from the wrestling talk. That's fine. It's all about everything here. We'll talk about anything, well, mostly anything. Definitely talk about comics. So, but yeah, I love what Jeff Johns did with them as well. So, but I got another one to bag here from that run, and then I'll have to dig out another handful. Oh, no, I got two more. Here's one with highlighting the Green Lantern. This number 3 from 1991. So, oh, down here in the thing, it even put JSA. Pretty cool. I'm curious. Does anybody know why people are seeking the newsstand copies of comics? They supposed to be more, or have a smaller print run or something. I'm curious to know that. All right, what else we got? Eric K. saying Stevens and Nick Bockwinkel were the AWA World Tag Team Champions a couple of times. Yes, sir. I think one of their reigns lasted a couple of years. Yes, they were big. Old Nick Bockwinkel. I always liked Nick Bockwinkel as a champion because I thought he was like a champion should behave. You know, he always was dressed nice. Ric Flair, the same way. Always held the belt. When it wasn't around their waist going to the ring, they always held it folded up nice and neatly in the crook of their arm with respect, and dignity, and I always liked that. So, and we got Eric K saying Rogers was a heel manager only in the Mid-Atlantic. Okay, yeah. The magazine said he had made some sort of mind control over Snooker that helped him turn Snooker bad. Gotta love the aftermags, right? Gotta love them. Higgy Pop Comics. Hey, Roddy says, hey, Higgy. How you doing there, Grandpa? Great to have you with us, Higgy. We're talking wrestling. We're showing comics. We're bagging and boarding. Glad you could hang out with us, man. He says, howdy, everyone in the Peanut Gallery. And Easy Comic Reader says, Higgy Pop. Eric K says, Rogers' heel run also indirectly helped Ric Flair turn babyface in 79 in the Mid-Atlantic. Yeah, and that was rare for Ric Flair. He turned babyface a couple of times, I know of. Once in that feud with Greg Valentine, who was his tag team partner there for a long time, which was really good. And wasn't there something with Dick Slater too? Didn't he do something with Dick Slater in the Mid-Atlantic area? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Dick Slater and Greg Valentine. He had something going with both of them, if I'm not mistaken. I could be confusing some of Roddy Piper's Mid-Atlantic adventures too. Mike Taylor says, hello, Higgy. How's the new granddaughter doing? Yeah. Hey, Easy. Hey, Mike. Awesome. I'm cuddling her right now. Amazing. Oh, that's cool. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Got her whole life in front of her. Magical time. Eric Breen says, Higgy, we're hoping you would make your debut on the Geeky Puppet Show last night. Uh-oh. We were, he says, making a correction. Mike Taylor says, remember Snooker would twitch it? Yeah. Yeah, it was very similar to Bruiser Brody in that way. He kind of copied him that way with that little head twitch, Yeah. Tempest says, looks like there's a barcode difference on the newsstand comics, which makes them rarer. So that's it. It's just that that stamp is rarer. The barcode is rarer. I just always wondered because you hear that a lot now. I know Gratu's brought it up before and stuff. I always wondered why the importance placed on the newsstand issues. I always thought it was the other way around. I always thought the newsstand issues were plentiful and they were the easy ones to get. So the other ones were the ones that, would have been sought after. But I got whatever I got. I was glad to get it. Eric K says, Yes, in 1983, Slater and Bob Orton broke Ric Flair's neck. Yeah, okay. Um, at the time was a face. Orton was a face at the time. Oh, yeah. Mid Atlantic had a lot of great storylines going on in there. They really had a great area. If you were watching that, I wished I'd have been able to see that in its heyday. I didn't get to see it till well after it had already happened, you know, but that was some great stuff. Jeff says Newsstand was it until about 1979. Then things began to shift to more direct over the next couple of years. Yeah, okay. It really is more important to know the year of the book. At newsstand would be a newsstand would be more. I would have thought it would have been just the opposite, but what do I know? Really more important to know the year than to know the year of the book. A newsstand would be more. Okay. Cool beans. Thank you very much. Appreciate the education. Absolutely. More important. Oh, okay. Here's finishing it up. More important after 1983 and a direct more important before like 81. Oh, okay. I see. I got it. So it was basically a dynamic shift. Okay. Okay. Cool beans. And it's just, but why is it more important? I guess is still is my question. A direct is more important before. I mean, newsprint. Doggone it. Newsstand is more important after 83. But what makes it more important after 83? Was there less going to the newsstand? Is that why? So there were less with that barcode for the newsstand. I think is what you're trying to get through my thick head here. So I appreciate it. Michael Taylor says, fantastic, Higgy. You should get that on your phone. Eric K says, and Slater and Orton collected a bounty from Harley Race. Supposedly taking Flair out of the championship picture. I remember that now. I remember that. You're right. Because I remember the after books mentioning the bounty, and it's just like, bounty? What is this bounty? And it winds up, he's paying people to take him out of the picture, eliminating the competition. And it's just like, I love pro wrestling. I really love pro wrestling. Like I said, I'd have been in the ring if I had been 6'5". I'd have tried my darndest to be in the ring. Absolutely, man. I was a big enough kid that I could do it, but I couldn't manufacture the height. I was pretty stocky, pretty thick, Instead, I went into softball and played softball for 25 years. I did not have the skills to play baseball. My son plays baseball. He plays in a summer league, not a semi-pro, but a men's league locally. And we go and watch him. He's got the tools to play, but not me. I didn't have the hand-eye coordination for hitting, So I had to go to softball where they throw the ball a lot slower. It's a lot bigger. I can see it better. And I could hit it better. So, but yeah, I loved playing softball, man. Patted myself after Red Sox shortstop number 7, the Rooster, Rick Burleson from the mid 70s at the Red Sox in the Red Sox team. Because he was what Jerry Remy used to call a dirt dog. He would, if the ball was anywhere close to him, he'd dive for the ball, and that's how I played, man. If I could get to that ball by diving, I would do it. I'd go through a wall if I had to get that ball, oh man, that was so much fun to play. I had a great group of guys that I played with throughout the years. I still stay in touch with a lot of them. Um, just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to play. It was not. There are some guys when you play in the men's softball league. There are some guys who just they think it's the major leagues, and it's just like, dude, we all got to go to jobs on Monday morning, so take it easy, But does that mean I didn't play hard? No, I played hard, played serious, you know. Uh, got to learn from some of the really great softball players in the area on how to hit and stuff like that. I was very thankful for that. Had a lot of fun playing with them. Traveled up to Montreal once for a Labatt softball tournament. Was in the running for MVP. So I had fun, man. I had fun. I miss playing softball. There's a lot of things I can't do now that I used to be able to do. Playing softball is one I wish I could do. I used to love playing it. So much fun. Just loved it. All right, what else we got going on? Mike Taylor says, growing up, I played a little league baseball. Wasn't very good, but was lucky to be on good teams. There you go. Yeah, I never played little league. I never was into sports until about 74. And for some reason, I started watching Red Sox. And in 75, I was all about the Red Sox. All about the Red Sox. I watched the Bruins. My dad was a big hockey fan and a baseball fan, so that's where I got to see those. And my uncle was big into hockey, so we would play hockey, like I said, down on the pond and stuff like that. But I never really thought about it being sports. It was just, oh, this is fun to do, skate. I like to skate, and I like to, play goalie and stop the puck from scoring, stop the other guys from scoring, and see that dejected look on their face when they are turned away, when they get stonewalled. But baseball, all of a sudden, baseball clicked in like 74, 75. I think that summer. And man, it was just, we had it set up out back. We built our own Fenway Park out of chicken wire we found from out in the woods. We built our own Fenway Park. We had wooden cameras that were filming us. We had a backstop and everything. Oh man, it was so much fun. Neighborhood kids would come over, and all us neighborhood kids, the Rollinsford boys, man, we'd all hang out there and play as long as we could every day after school, throughout the summer, from morning till night. A lot of fun. But I never played little league or minor league. My brother did. My brother was a true athlete. My brother Rich. He was a true athlete, man. He could play anything he put his mind to. He played basketball. He played football. He could play whatever he wanted to play. He was just a naturally gifted, talented athlete, So me, I had to work at it for what I got, But I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it, and I wish I could still play, man. Wish I could still play. Eric Breen, 75 worlds. No, Eric, we're not supposed to talk about that. That. Shame on you. Remind me again who won that one. Yeah. I know. We lost. We were there right up to the end, but we lost. And I still say, like I said earlier in the broadcast here, that that is the greatest World Series ever played, as far as I'm concerned, and nobody can tell me otherwise. That was just two great teams. They were two Hall of Fame teams, really, with the talent they had on them. And you had people coming out of the woodwork that made significant contributions. Bernie Carbo coming up with big home runs. Just, oh my gosh, it was just so much fun. But no, we don't talk about that, Eric. You know better. Easy Comic Reader says Saturday Baseball with Joe Garage Door Opener, and Vince Scully. Joe Garagiola. We used to call him Joe Garage Door Opener. I don't know why, but that was just the nickname we had for him. Vince Scully, good memories. Yes, they were. Because we got to see teams that at that time we didn't get to see on a weekly basis. There was no ESPN, so you didn't get to see all these teams or Monday Night Baseball or anything like that. So whenever you got to see especially a National League team, that was huge for us. No, I got to get home. I'm going to go inside because I want to see, the Houston Astros take on the Montreal Expos. It was just I loved the uniforms, the different colors, and all that stuff. It was just very, very cool. Eric K says, loved hockey, was a Chicago Blackhawks fan. Oh, you guys got our beloved Bobby Orr, unfortunately, at the end of his career, but that is where he wound up playing down there for the Chicago Blackhawks. Tony Esposito, yes, he came up to the Bruins. Always beat my Hawks, though. Bobby Orr and Tony's own brother, Phil Esposito. That's right. Phil Esposito. Phil Esposito came up along with, I can't think of his name now. Oh, there was another fellow that came up in that whole deal. But yes, Bobby Orr, oh my gosh. You go back and look at what he did early in his career, and not just because I'm a Bruins fan, but just a hockey fan. You see what he changed the game for defensive players. He really did. He changed the game defensively. And he was just an incredible athlete on the ice. Unbelievable stuff. Oh, Bobby Orr, baby. Bobby Orr. Doc, Eric's trying to get your goat. I know he is. I know he knows. We've had many discussions about that World Series. Greatest World Series ever played, man. Yes, we lost, but somebody had to lose. So, and if I was going to lose, I'm glad we lost to a team like that because, like I said, they were both great teams. Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Dave Concepcion, Jim Willoughby. I mean, great teams, great players. Louis Tiant, Dwight Evans, Carl Yastrzemski. Oh, man. I used to be able to name all of them, and that's who I was when I stepped out on the field, man. But when I started my softball, I was Rick Burleson. Number seven, baby. There was one team that I played for one season. Somebody already had 7 and didn't want to give it up, so I took 77. But every other year, I was number 7. Rick Burleson. Mike Taylor says Fisk. Yes, Fisk had the biggest one. Yes. What was it? 12:33 in the morning. Unbelievable. Carlton Fisk, man. Carlton Fisk. I just remember also the big fight with the Yankees. Lou Piniella came sliding into home plate. Fisk tagged him out, but they kind of came in. I guess he thought he came in a little hard, and then it was on. And that was the brawl that destroyed the career of Spaceman Bill Lee. He got sucker punched, thrown to the ground on his shoulder, on his pitching arm. Never was the same after that, even though he did go on to pitch a long time after that, but he was never the same. Oh, the memories. Eric Breen, at least we have the 4 days in October, Rod. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, brother. Yes, we do. Love that. Higgy Pop says, hey, Rod, do you have any regrets about playing hard and abusing your body as a youngster because we pay for it later? I got to admit, I was lucky in softball in playing. The only injury I ever got in softball, I don't know if you can see it, this finger right here, this knuckle right here is bigger than this knuckle on this index finger. I broke the tip of this finger from the tip to the knuckle. I broke it taking a hard hit ball at shortstop, and I was trying to guide it into my glove. It hit me right on the finger. I was so freaking mad that I booted that freaking ball. I picked that ball up and threw it with everything I had. Got the guy out at first base. I was so freaking mad. I come in and, it started hurting. Who do you think is up first? Right? This is in a tournament we played in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Playing for a team called Spiff Spaff. My finger hurt so much, they gave me a cup of ice to put my finger in, right? So I'm getting the cup of ice, put my finger in, and go, Rod, you're up. So now I'm really angry. I got to go bat with a broken finger, right? So I get up there, ball 1, ball 2. Oh, this is mine. Crack, mister. You say goodbye. It was gone. I hit it with, that was the hardest ball I ever hit in my career playing softball, mister. And it was because that finger hurt so freaking much. And I was just so mad at myself for making that stupid error there. That I hit that ball, that's still up in the air. It ain't ever coming down, Got home and I'm crossing the home plate and I'm saying, don't high five me, because my finger hurt so bad. Oh my gosh, did that hurt? Oh man, got me all riled up now. Woo! I remember that like it was yesterday. I was so mad. Great stuff. So Higgy, that's I was lucky, and I was a pretty heavy kid. I wasn't really fat. Okay, maybe a little, but I was pretty stocky. I was pretty thick, So I was lucky. I didn't have any problems with my knees in running or sliding or anything like that. I used to get raspberries all the time on my right shin for sliding. But we discovered this medicine, this paste called Ichthymol. And if you took Ichthymol and you put it over the raspberry, put a gauze pad on it, left it there for like 2 days, healed it right up like it was new. So I was really, really lucky. This is the only major injury I ever got. I did have my leg taken out from under me once, though. I was running to first base. I hit a ball to the shortstop, and the guy fired the ball across. First baseman totally missed the ball, and the ball hit me as my foot hit the bag. It hit me just below the inside of my right knee, took my leg right out from under me, mister. I face planted right into the grass. Down I went. I bet you I went for about 10 feet rolling in that grass, spicking grass and dirt out of my mouth. I was like, oh my gosh, that took that hurt. I had a mark. I had stitches, not regular stitches, but stitches from the softball. I had stitches like a tattoo right there on my leg for a while. So, but those really, they're the only 2 times I ever really can think of that I ever got hurt playing. So I was very, very lucky. Now, what did me in was freaking Reese's peanut butter cups and Snicker bars. That's what did me in. Diabetes. That's what did me in, brother. So Eric K says Orr's knees were shot by the time he was on the Blackhawks. Oh yes, he had 4 operations or something like that. Orr redefined his position for sure. Yeah, he did. He redefined being a defenseman. It was like having just more offensive guys. Because he would take that puck out of there, rag it around the puck. Awesome stuff. Jeff says, I think Phil Esposito owns something here in Florida. He might have. Did he own one of the hockey teams there or something, maybe? Higgy Pop says, I was a big Cam Neely fan. Yeah, I was around through the Cam Neely years. Cam was a big dude. He got, who was it that hit him and hit his knee? Who was it that did that? It wasn't Probert, I don't think. Probert. Who was it that did it? He had a big fight with him and everything. I can't think of who it was now, Higgy. You got to remind me. Eric Breen, Bill, Spaceman Lee. Yes, sir. Love the spaceman. He was in his own little world, man. You listen to him when he did interviews and stuff. He was crazy. Captain UK, a nice couple of hours listening to the chat. Time to go, everyone. Take care. Captain, thanks for hanging out with me, man. Appreciate it. Take care over there across the pond. Be good. Mike Taylor says, didn't Lee get that nickname because he was in his own world or something like that? Yeah, absolutely. He was a space cadet. I don't know if he did anything, did any kind of recreational drugs, quote unquote. I don't know that. But yeah, he was definitely a man unto himself. Eric says, wasn't Orr the first defenseman to score 100 points? I don't know that for sure, but it would not surprise me because, like I said, he changed the game. He became an offensive defenseman, and that changed the game. And he was just incredible to watch. He's one of those once in a lifetime guys that you just see it and you marvel at him because why was this not done before? How did somebody not do this, what he's doing now, before? And he just comes along, and it's one of those special people. They look at things differently. They just have more of a, I don't know how to say it, more of an alertness of what they can do and what their body can do and to make it happen. You know what I mean? And they just do things that up until that point you hadn't seen a human body do. You know? And he was one of those people. Tempest says, curse those Snickers bars. You got it, brother. Well, I really can't blame him because nobody put a gun to my head and made me eat them. You know, really, if I want to blame something, I have to blame pizza because once I discovered pizza, I ate pizza. When I was working 5 days a week, I was eating pizza 5 days a week, every day at noontime, large double dough, extra cheese pizza from Domino's, back when they made that sort of thing. 3 pounds of pizza I would eat for a lunch, and I'd eat the whole thing. I couldn't do that now. I mean, I have 2 slices out of a regular sized pizza, and I'm good. But back in the day, man, I could hold my own. Large double dough, extra cheese, baby. They got to know me so that I'd call up, hey, it's Rod. Okay, we'll have it ready in 10 minutes. You got it, thanks. Boom. Didn't even have to tell them, that what my order was. They knew me. That's how bad it was. Michael Taylor says, one of my fondest memories in Little League was throwing a runner out at home from right field. Other than that, I wasn't very good. Oh, no. Don't sell yourself short. Man, that's awesome. You get to throw a runner out at home plate. Got a little story on that one, too. When I was starting out to play softball, we were told by one team, by the guy who ran the team for Garrison Groceries, they said, yeah, come on down for the tryouts down in Rollinsford, which was my hometown, at the league down there. Come down. We'll give you a tryout. Okay, cool beans. I'm 18 years old, out of high school. Go down, me and my best friend, Steve Labby. We go down. We get there. Looking for him. Yeah, well, we got enough people, so we really don't need you. Okay. All right. What do you want to do, Steve? All of a sudden, this fella comes out of hey, you guys looking to play? Yeah, we are. Well, we need some people. You want to play with us? Sure, we'll go play with you. It was L's Fried Clams, a little takeout joint in York, Maine. Me and my family used to frequent a lot. Used to love their French fries. So sure, we'll go play with you. Come to find out they were playing Garrison Groceries. Yeah, they were playing Garrison Groceries. Well, when I started, I played the outfield. I played center field. Had a ball to me late in the game. Comes to me, bounces, get it. I see the guy rounded third. Nah, I'm thinking, mistake, pal. Mistake all the way. I threw one of the hottest balls. And of course, when you're young, man, you could do that stuff. I threw that ball, left your feet, everything into that throw. One hopper, boom, skidded right to the guy, right to the catcher. Out, boom, sit down, see you later. Thanks for playing. So yeah, went to Talk about feeling good. Yeah, that was feeling good. And we went on to play with Els that season, and we had a pretty good season. Wound up playing with Garrison a number of years later, actually winning the rec league, the men's league, because played the rec league with the other team. With Garrison in the men's league, we won the tournament. Not the tournament, their season, like 19, what was it, 80, 87, I think, something like that. But yeah, I know that feeling of throwing somebody out at the plate from the outfield. That's just one of the greatest feelings you'll have if you're a baseball fan of any type. That was so cool. So I can relate to you. I can relate to you, Michael. Absolutely. He Pop says, unfortunately, Samuelson. Yes, Samuelson. Doggone it. Yeah, came up and hit him in the knee. Doggone it. Because that really changed his career, changed Neely's career. He still went on to have a couple good years, but he just wasn't the same person as he was prior to that. Doggone, that was an awful hit, too. Mike Taylor says, later, Captain. Higgy Pop says, unfortunately, yes. Samuelson, yes. Yeah, man. Alf Samuelson. Eric Breen, Billy may have smoked weed a time or every day in his life. Like I said, I don't know that to be a fact, but he was definitely a man unto himself. He was a fascinating interview. They did a documentary on him playing. Where was it? Down in Cuba, I think, pitching down in Cuba or something like that for a team. And he's just a nut job. He's so much fun to listen to, though. Captain UK says, take care, Michael. Take care, Captain. Jeff says, Phil and his brother were the ones that established the Lightning hockey team that went on to greatness. Oh, okay. I got to admit, I didn't follow the Lightning after they joined somewhere around there. I pretty much got out of hockey. Hello there, Mrs. Silver Age. Hello. Who's with you?
Daughter.
And my daughter Silver Age. Hello. What are you folks up to?
She has news.
What news do you have? Okay.
That wasn't the news, though.
Oh, okay. All right. What is your news? Dun, dun, dun. Breaking news here on Silver Age News Network.
Just took my final exam.
You just took your final exam for your class?
And I passed with 98%.
98 on your test. Yes. All right. Congratulations. Oh, awesome.
And I've officially graduated.
You have officially graduated. Awesome. What's that?
I guess 98.
You guessed 98?
On the dot, too. And I'm like, my nose.
That's it. Awesome.
Great?
Yes. Yes, you've been working at this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
She popped out a certificate.
Oh.
Well, I don't have it yet. It's probably going to be mailed to me in the next few weeks.
That's awesome, though.
Isn't that great?
All that hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, baby girl.
We're going to have dinner.
Okay. I'll be off in a little bit, but I'm just having fun.
There you go. You have it on now, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. They're all listening to this going on here. So my daughter just took her final test for the class that she was taking. She'd been working at it hard.
That's more of a program. Whatever.
Program. Okay. I'm sorry. It was a program, entire program. And
it's not a class.
she took a lot of tests and everything like that. Been doing really good. And today was her final exam, and she scored a 98 on it. So yeah, baby. Good for you. Good for you.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thank you. She's got the smart gene I used to have.
Well, I never had the smart gene, so I can't. I'm glad we passed it on. Oh, that's awesome news. Awesome news. Little family breaking news right there. There you go. Hey, Dr. Von Chile, he says, howdy, y'all. How are you doing, John? Great to have you with us. Just kind of hanging out, shooting the breeze, talking sports, talking wrestling, talking comics, talking whatever anybody wants to talk about. So, Mike Taylor says, Doc, It's funny you mentioned Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm eating them now. I love Reese's. That's my favorite. That's my go-to candy. Is Reese's peanut butter cups. Don't have them anywhere near like I used to, but I have them once in a while. I'll treat myself once in a while. Now they make those bigger. You ever see the really big ones? They're like huge. They come out around Christmas time. You get 2 in a package. They're like huge. Oh, I take all the chocolate off because chocolate is, it's okay, but I'm not a real big chocolate fan. But that peanut butter, the stuff that they have in the middle, the peanut butter, I could eat that stuff all day long. Oh my gosh. So I'll break all the chocolate off and I'll just gnaw on the peanut butter stuff. But it's still not good for me, but I try to behave as best I can. I don't eat nearly as much pizza as I used to eat. I don't eat nearly as much of anything as I used to. I used to put salt on a lot of things too. And I can't take salt. I can't eat salt anymore because of high blood pressure. Blah, blah, blah. What else? What else? I can't. Let's see. What else well, obviously you got to stay away from sugar, but what do I have here that I'm eating? Snacking on Raisinets. I have a couple of Raisinets. I'm good to go. Try to be good most of the time. Once in a while, though, you gotta have a little soul food. And grilled hot dogs. I love grilled hot dogs, and you can't have many of those anymore because of the nitrates in them. Not good for your heart. I think they'd find something wrong with everything that we like to eat anyway. Michael Taylor says, hello, Dr. Von Chilla. And Comic Book Curator 68 says, not being mean because just love in the room. But if you watch people's old videos, you can see how small or big people used to be. Yeah, if you go back and you watch my videos, you watch some of those first videos, you can see I'm a much bigger guy than I am today. I was up around, my average weight was about 258, and I was a big, heavy guy. Now I am down to about 170. I think it was 175. The last time I went to the doctors and they weighed me, it was around 175. So I'm probably still somewhere around there, 175, 178, and I don't have any of the, most of my muscle mass is gone. And that's just I don't know how many. I know a handful of people I've told this to, but I am dealing with what is it? It's Hodgkin's lymphoma, I believe. Hodgkin's lymphoma, I think, is the one. There's non-Hodgkin's and there's Hodgkin's. Mine is the one that is, it can be manageable and sometimes can be cured. I believe it's Hodgkin's lymphoma is the one I have. So I'm waiting now for some insurance information to come to us, and then we can start some infusion treatments. I did a set of few infusion treatments last summer, and when I was done with it, I felt a lot better. But however, it did not get rid of everything. So yeah, I've got that going on, and mainly what that does is it makes you fatigued, makes your body very fatigued. It does mess with some of your endocrine systems, digestive system, stuff like that. But you learn to adapt to be able to live day to day. So believe me, there's a ton of people out there got things a lot worse. So I count my blessings every day. We just found out that my dad has a recurring a case of cancer that he's getting ready to go through regular chemo, like a chemotherapy. So please send your positive thoughts and prayers his way, if you would, for him and my mom. They're both doing well. It's just the big C is always something you get concerned about, especially when they're up there in age and they're in their early 80s. So, but so I mean that's just the way it is. Like I said, a lot of people have things a lot worse. So you make the most of every day. You hope that you have more good days and bad days. And I've been lucky enough that Comic Book Memories is such a driving force for me that I look forward to it. And not just on Saturdays, but I enjoy talking to all of you folks outside of those 2 hours. I've talked with Eric Breen a lot. I've talked with Higgy. I talked with Dr. Von Chilla, Captain Strangelife, and Shannon, of course, and stuff like that. So I mean, it all adds, and I think all the positivity, which is what we try to do, is keep everything positive. I think that goes a long, long way. I think there is something to it that helps you when your body is fighting different things. You got arthritis, you got chronic kidney failure, you got diabetes, you got neuropathy, you got Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I keep the doctors guessing, I guess. So, but yeah, you go and look at those first couple of videos. You'll see a great difference, especially in my face and neck. You can see my face gets thinner and everything. So, but we're still here. We're still talking comics, still talking wrestling, still hanging out with the greatest group of folks in the business. So, let's see. Dr. Montilla says the Reese's factory is literally 6 miles from my house. Hershey, Pennsylvania, the sweetest place on earth. Oh my gosh. If I had lived 6 miles from the Reese's factory, I'd have been arrested because it would have. Now, this guy can't be hanging around this place this much. That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, you must have gone, Dr. Montilla, John, you must have gone to the Hershey Park, right? The Hershey amusement park. I've always heard good things about that place, seen videos of it. It looks like a really cool place to go someday. Eric K says, hey, John. Mike Taylor says, after I threw the runner out, I overheard my mother say, that's my boy. I'm glad I remember that. Yeah. Oh, parents are awesome, aren't they? Aren't they? Stuff like that. Anytime you can genuinely make your parents proud of something you do, doesn't that just light up your life? That is such a feeling, not wanting to disappoint them. And when you do something, it's something in the grand scheme of things, a baseball game doesn't mean anything. But at that moment, you're in that moment and you make that play and your mom's proud of you for doing it. Come on, man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Great story, Michael. Great story. Love those memories. Dr. Montilla says, howdy, Michael, and howdy to Eric. Mike Taylor says, yeah, it's a great feeling. Yeah, man, it's a great feeling. Great feeling. Mike Taylor says, you feel like a hero after you do something like, yes, you do. You do. You feel special. You feel special. Even if it's, you feel special just with your family. That's cool. the other guys on the team come up and yeah, and then it makes you feel special. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You feel like you've done something to contribute to the success of your team. And it does. It brings you together. It does. Tremendous, tremendous feeling. Dr. Monchilla, worst ever hit to the knee was Joe Theismann. Oh. Yeah, that's the heebie-jeebies one. Yeah, with was it Taylor? Was it Lawrence Taylor that did that? It came down and broke his leg at a 90-degree angle in the freaking shin. Oh. The only one that's equal to that, Dr. Monchilla, was a wrestler by the name of Sid Vicious. He jumped off the top rope, came down, and his middle of his shin went at a 90-degree angle. And you saw it. And it's just like, and he's laying on the mat screaming for the guy, pin me, pin me, pin me. My leg's broken. Oh, so yes, I agree. I still to this day, that makes me queasy if I happen to see that footage of Theismann or Savage. Oh my gosh. Not Savage. No, what was his name? Yeah, Savage. Sid Vicious. Vicious. Not Savage. Vicious. They weren't savage, they were vicious. Randy, Macho Man, Average. Eric K says, congratulations to your daughter. Well, thank you very much, Eric. So thrilled for her. She's been working very, very hard at this, studying and testing and the whole 9 yards. And she's had to swap jobs in the middle of this. So getting acclimated to a new job and all that stuff. So she's done quite a tremendous job. We're very, very proud of her. Comic book curator says, congratulations on that. Thank you very much, Jeff. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Easy comic reader as well. Congratulations, he says. Thank you. She's wonderful. And Michael says, hello, Mrs. Silver H. Fantastic. Congratulations. Yes. I try to get them to come on camera, but they're just too shy. They won't come on. I said, no, come on. Everybody wants to say hi. Michael Taylor says, 98, genius in the family. Well, she'd be the first. Well, maybe her and my son would be the first, tied for first. Because me and the missus, well, we're just average. Mike Taylor said, Doc, that's sacrilege to scrape the chocolate off. Only the big ones. Only the big ones. The little ones, they go all in. But those big ones, that's too much chocolate for me. And I have to shave away the chocolate and just get to that peanut butter filling. Because, man, I love that filling. I wish they put that out. I know Reese's made a peanut butter, but I tried it. It's not the same as that stuff that they put inside the Reese's peanut butter cups. That is just so good. In fact, today, the cereal that me and the missus had was Captain Crunch peanut butter crunch. I love peanut butter crunch. I love peanut butter. Plus, it's one of the few ways I can get protein into me these days because I don't eat meat, not because of, any kind of altruistic endeavor or whatever. I just never liked the taste of meat. As a kid, I never liked it. I used to make my uncles. They would say, I'll give you $10 if you eat the biggest slice of turkey on the plate. Bring it on. Give me a glass of milk. I'd eat the turkey slice down, but that's the only time I would eat meat is when money was on the line. Cause that's $10 going towards comics, baby. So that worked out a few times for me. Eric K says 258 pounds. Wow. Yeah. 250. At my most, I weighed 280. That was not healthy for me. That had something to do with my thyroid because I don't have a thyroid. My thyroid gland died in high school. And so I immediately started ballooning up. lost my hair, a lot of my hair. Was always cold all the time, and I'm still cold all the time because of the thyroid. But once they got me on the thyroid synthroid medication, which is a synthetic thyroid enzyme that replaces what your thyroid used to give you or gives you. Once they got me on that and regulated it, I was back. I dropped like 30 pounds inside of a month. You know, it was crazy. But when you're in high school and your hair's falling out, man, it's panic time. Not that I was any good looker by any stretch, but it was hard enough already to talk to girls, let alone if I got patches of hair missing. You know, who wants that? Oh, no, no. I am not an elephant. You know, Dr. Montilla, diabetes, have to watch those carbs. Yes. I negate my carbs by fasting 18 hours a day. Wow. Holy, what do you have? I have a 6-hour window of eating in which I eat twice and I do not snack at all. Man, that's dedication right there. Wow, that is something, John. Holy smokes. I mean, most of the time I'll have 2 meals a day. And that's not because I'm trying to, it's just because that's the way schedules work out, you know, and whatnot. And it don't bother me. I have something in the morning. I usually have an English muffin with some butter and peanut butter in them, and I'll have a bowl of cereal. So I'll have that for breakfast, and then like I didn't eat any lunch today. I was down here tooling around, and then I started this, and so when I go up, you know, it's 5 o'clock already. I'll eat then. You know, I'll go upstairs and I'll eat. I'll probably make some pasta, a small dish of pasta, and I'll put in some paprika and some pepper and some dice up some cheese sticks, put up some diced onions in there, and eat that. That'll be yummy. I like that. But wow, that's to have a 6-hour window. But really, when I think about it, I probably do close to the same thing when I don't even realize I do it. Wow. But yes, you have to watch those carbs. Absolutely. And there was a lot of carbs in most of the stuff I ate. I just have to pare it down. I don't eat as much, anywhere near as much of portions that I used to eat nowadays, especially pizza. I used to eat a whole large extra cheese pizza. Can't do that anymore. Now I have 2 slices and that's it. 2 slices and I'm good. You know, so very cool. Sorry to hear that, Doc. Yeah, well, like I said, there are folks out there that got many more issues than I've got to deal with. So I count my blessings that I'm doing as good as I'm doing, and we just keep plugging away. Mike Till says, yeah, Doc, it could be worse. It's good that you have the non one. Yeah. Yeah. My doctor told me, let's see, this all started for me in like 2020, December of 2020. I went in. You can watch my videos. There's a big gap, and then I come back and I explain. I had open heart surgery because my heart congestion, and from that they told me, yeah, you're young enough, because I was 59, I think at the time, 58 at the time. They said, yeah, you're young enough that you'll recover, you'll be fine, you'll be normal. I have not felt normal since. I don't think it's, maybe nothing that they did. It could just be that's the way my body handled the trauma of open heart surgery. It is the way it is, but I have not felt anywhere near normal since that day. I was stuck in the hospital for 28 days because COVID hit just as I was in there. 2 days after I was out of the surgery, my kidneys shut down. They just stopped working. That was touch and go for about a week. So they didn't know you don't have kidneys. You don't hang around long in the game. But they did everything they could. My kidneys finally came back online. So still, but there is just something, again, something you got to live with, got to deal with. But ever since then, I've haven't felt myself. I've felt very weak. I've lost a lot of muscle, a ton of muscle mass. I am basically skin and bones, kind of, pretty much compared to what I used to be. So, I forgot where I was going with that, but, oh, I know what it was. So I'm going through this and nobody could tell me anything. Nobody could tell me why I feel the way. I don't have any energy. There are days I get up and it's like an act of Congress to get me to roll out of bed and stand on my feet. Why is this? Why is this? Well, it just so happens one time I had a lump under my right armpit, and the doctor that was there, I was seeing my doctor. She said, "Well, we ought to have that looked at just in case." All right, cool. Because sometimes your glands get swollen. If you get an infection or whatever, sometimes your glands will swell up. So I wasn't too worried about it. I was dealing with all this other stuff. Anyway, they do a biopsy. The biopsy comes back and they say, yeah, it's a variant of Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I'm like, really? Yes. And they're like, what? What is wrong with this fella? Why is he happy to have this? I says, you don't understand, doc. For 3 years, I've been trying to figure out what's wrong with me. What's making me feel the way I feel? Why am I feeling this way? What is wrong with me? And then I was beginning to think I just imagined things, and that this was the new 60 for me. This is what my life was going to be like going forward, and that's just the way it is. Now you're telling me that there is something wrong with me, and it's something we can work at fixing. I've got a face. I've got a name to my opponent now. Now I can fight. I says, now I can do something about it. So they were it took my doctor back a little bit that I was happy, but when I explained myself, yeah, now I've got a reason. I know I've got an opponent. I can fight that, so we just take every day and try and make the best of it, and hopefully, in a couple of weeks, man, I got the hiccups. In a couple of weeks, I'll be able to start the infusions again, and we'll get back on track to getting 100% healthy again. So that's what I'm looking forward to, baby. That and comic book memories. Yeah. Dr. Monchilla says, such is the stuff of a 60-year-old man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. Eric K says, I have to keep an eye on my blood pressure. Not on meds, but I do monitor it daily. Yes. Yep. I'm on. I joke with my doctors when they ask me, okay, so what meds are you on? I laugh at them. I said, it'd be easier to tell you the ones I'm not on, because I am a walking pharmaceutical catalog, So, yeah, and hopefully you don't ever have to take meds for them, Eric. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, brother. Eric says, we'll remember your dad in prayer. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Eric. And my mom and dad would appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. Okay, got to run. Oh, Eric, thank you so much for hanging out with us, talking some great wrestling, my friend. All right, take care. Easy Comic Reader says, you got it, Doc. Thank you very much, Easy Comic Reader. Appreciate that. My folks will too. Greatly appreciate that. And Jeff says, I just lost my dad in November, so praying for you and your dad. So sorry to hear that, Jeff. Prayers to you and your family, my friend. And thank you very, very much for your prayers. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Michael Taylor says, Doc, I just prayed for your parents. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. It means more to me than you know. Thank you very, very much. Dr. Machilla, my dad will be 90 in March, and he was diagnosed with diabetes 40 years ago. Good for him, man. Good for him. Good for him. That's awesome. That is awesome. Good for him. Congratulations to your dad, man. That is awesome. Oh. Mike Taylor says, Doc, hopefully more of these pop-up lives make Saturdays come even faster. Yeah. I love it when it just, don't have an agenda. Just get on and just yak with you guys. I mean, you guys are always great. It's just so much fun to hang out with you guys. Saturday mornings, Saturday afternoons, Sunday afternoon, whatever. It's great just to hang out with you guys. Easy Comic Reader says, I'm a teacher, and during morning prayer, I already throw one in for all the peanuts. There you go. Fist bump. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much, ECR. That's awesome. Thank you. Easy Comic Reader says, always, yes. Dr. Machilla, goodness gracious, I've been to Hershey Park and Chocolate World more times than I can count. I thought you might have been. Oh, that's awesome. Because it always looks like a great place to go. Everything I've seen looks like it'd be my kind of a place to go. We'd like to go to a place here called Santa's Village. You've seen me wearing the tie-dyed hoodies with Santa's Village on it and stuff. It's a small amusement park by Disney standards. But it's about 3 hours north of us, and we go every summer. And I've been going there since I was a kid. And to me, it's just the happiest place on earth. It really is. And for what it's worth, it's Mick Foley's favorite amusement park, too. Yeah. Eric Breen says, after my mom threw me out of the house, I overheard her saying, that's my boy. Somebody take him. Eric, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. Oh, yeah. Easy Comic Reader. Yeah, I'm laughing too. Yeah. Easy Comic Reader. Same here, Breen. Oh my gosh. No. Oh, Jeff says, yeah, LT broke that leg. Yeah, I thought Lawrence Taylor did. I thought I remembered him being the guy that did it. He didn't do it on purpose. I mean, it's not his fault. It's just the way things happen to land. I gotta pull this down over my ear. Ow. Okay. Yeah, Eric laughing. Dr. Montilla says, indeed, the footage of Joe Theismann's hit and compound fracture is queasy shiver producing. Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing it. Oh, man. Just thinking about it drives me. Oh, it makes me queasy. Oh. Blah, 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 blah. Michael Taylor says, Doc, you better get off. You're better off if you can stay away from meat. Well, I got that part of it down because I haven't eaten meat in decades. When I was a kid, it was one thing, it was what mom put on your plate, you ate. And if you didn't, you starved. That's the way it was, so, it got to be, when Ma finally decided that, yeah, okay, meat, because to me, meat, it's a texture and a flavor. Like chicken to me tasted like wet rope. That's what it tasted like. And it would make me gag, literally make me gag and throw up. I would throw up after supper. And finally, my mom said, yeah, we can't do that. So she just gave in, and I just would, instead of having meat, potatoes, and corn, I would just have potatoes and corn. Or if she was having pork chops, she might make me French fries or something, just potatoes or something like that. She would make another meal kind of for me. So she had to do double duty because her son was not eating what normal people ate, So me and SpaghettiOs were a staple of my childhood. Michael Taylor said, Dr. Von Schiller, probably because he's taking care of himself. Yeah. For your 90-year-old dad, yes. Man, that's awesome. And John says, I retired from the Hershey Medical Center. I would walk into the facility at 6 a.m. with the smell of chocolate in the air. Oh, man. See, now that's one thing I wouldn't even think of. See, that, yeah, you could probably smell it if it's being made there or whatnot and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that would drive me crazy because I'd be licking my lips all day long. Michael Taylor says, Doc, you came a long way. Yes, he did. Dr. Anchilla says, indeed, Michael, Dad does take care of himself. He pays strict attention to his carb intake. Good for him. Good for him, man. God bless him. God bless him. That's wonderful. Mike Taylor says, Doc, I know what you mean. You have to know what's going on so you can fight it. Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't. And I just thought I was making things up. Okay, no, you're creating things that aren't there. This is just the way 60 is. So welcome aboard. Deal with it. Pull up your bootstraps there, Buttercup, and let's get on with it. But when they told me, oh no, there is something wrong with you. All right, then let's bring it on. Let's go. I'm ready to go. So hopefully we get it taken care of. Ready to fight. Ready to fight. Michael Taylor says, bye, Eric K. And Mike Taylor says, sorry to hear that too, CBC. Yes. Sorry to hear about your dad. And Jeff says, thank you, Michael. And Michael says, Dr. Manchilla, you have to watch yourself if you're diagnosed with something like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all have to maintain. Michael says, you're welcome, CBC. Jeff says, meat is king. Meat is king, Michael, and everything is better with bacon. Yeah, I don't begrudge anybody who does eat meat. It's just like excuse me. It's just like for me, I've never had a drop of alcohol in my life. Never had a beer, never had champagne, never had any kind of alcohol. Excuse me, in my life. I don't begrudge anybody who does. It was my personal choice. Never felt the need for it. Saw way too many of my friends in high school die because of it, which was, I got to admit, a mitigating factor. But it was also a religious background. It was also a family background. Nobody in my family drank. Around, the immediate family drank. So I never had that. So that's the same way with meat. I don't begrudge anybody who wants to eat meat. Go right ahead. Closest I come to meat is hot dogs. And I know a lot of people don't consider hot dog or bologna meat. And I can understand that. But that's the closest I come. I like a good grilled hot dog in the summertime. Drag it through the garden, as they say. Give me some relish. Give me some onions. Give me some mustard, ketchup. I'm good to go, man. I love a good grilled hot dog. Mike Taylor says, man. Oh, man, SpaghettiOs. Yeah, man. I still eat SpaghettiOs if I can. I have to watch them, though, because there's a lot of sodium in them. So I can only eat them once in a while. I have them like once a week. I might eat one, have a can. Michael Taylor, CBC, yeah, there's a dark side to it. Comic book curator says, I live dangerously. I love redheads too. I love redheads. Redheads are dangerous. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, man. Well, folks, it's almost 5:30. I've been on here way longer than I intended to. And that's because I enjoyed you guys so much with the conversation. It's been a blast. I am going to go upstairs, grab some supper, and get ready for the snowstorm. Yay. But thank everybody who stopped in and hung out with me here. Really appreciate it, guys. You guys have been tremendous. Always fun to just shoot the breeze with you guys about anything. Wrestling, shoot, baseball, sports, comic books, toys, whatever. It's always fun. So you guys take care, and we will see you next time. And we will do this. Whoops. Where did it go? Joshua. Oh, Joshua. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Joshua. I'm just ready to get off, man. I'm sorry, but thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Sorry, we're heading out. Easy Comic Reader says, take care, Doc. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yes, you too as well. Mike Taylor says, had a blast, Doc, in the Peanut Gallery. We'll see you all Saturday. Thank you very much. Hope to see you all there. And Dr. Von Chilla says, all right, y'all, baked salmon, roasted asparagus for supper tonight, and it's ready. See y'all later. Please love yourself. John, take care. Thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate it, sir. Be good. And Comic Book Curator says, thanks for the talk, Doc. Anytime, man, anytime. You see me on here? Jump in, man. Jump in. I love it. I love it. Tempest from Mars, thank you too as well for hanging out with us. He says, have a good one, everyone, and you as well. And we will see you all again next time. I don't have an outro for this. But so you know what? I'm just going to run the old outro for the regular show. What do you think of that? Huh? Joshua says, see you all, everyone. Take care. I was late. That's okay, Joshua. Can go check out the replay. We're just hanging around talking about sports and comics, and you guessed it. And Shannon says, back in here at the end. Oh, have a great night, everyone. Shannon. That's it. Going up and getting something to eat. So everybody have a great night, and we will talk with you all on Saturday morning. Yes, sir, Bub. Everybody take care. I'm just going to run the regular CBM outro. How's that?